Oh,
Nightfall
nice.
Strike, and then I beat that. Um, so now I'm trying to, I catch myself doing the other little perk things more, but I'm gonna do Shadow Keep probably tomorrow.
Nice, nice.
So
And on that note, brother, let's say what's up to the chat. What is going on, everybody? We are live with another episode of the next podcast. I gotta say, the gaming discussion was really good leading up to this. We also did talk about different creatures that are in our brother Predator's backyard, and that's one backyard I would not want to have a cookout at. That's all. That's all I gotta say. But what is going on, chat? How are you guys doing this Saturday evening? The Saturday evening before the week of the Xbox Games Showcase. I am really excited for tonight's show. We got some really good topics. If you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. This is the home of the next podcast. For people who follow the show, you might be seeing a little bit of a difference in what you're seeing, kind of like the presentation. I went in and I reworked the graphics for the next podcast. I really wanted to bring the gameplay front and center. Kind of like what Xbox is doing, bringing the gamer, putting the gamer at the center of everything. I wanted to put the gameplay at the center because I already know with this panel that we have tonight, the topics are already going to be fire, and I just want to really get into the gameplay as well as the topics. So as we're going on, please let me know what you think in the chat, but we got to get into the intros, and I'm going to start with the man that you heard when our intro basically shut off. He is my newest Guardian brother in Destiny 2, but you might know him as the king of the A button. My brother K Mega, what is up, bro?
don't get too excited by that. We're not gonna do all this. We're not doing all that. We're not doing all that. I played
so
a little Destiny.
you don't want to hit the raids or nothing, man?
No, I do want to hit some raids. I want to play more of it. I mean, since I've got all the DLC, I might as well try to beat it. So the only thing I got left is Shadow Keep. So it was fun. It was fun playing with you and my boy Unstable. You guys helped me out a lot on trying to find stuff and all that other things. But man, I had fun playing Destiny. I ain't gonna even lie with it. I mean, I'm kind of broadened my palette, so it was fun. It was fun.
Nice. Well, hearing you getting excited about like an exotic weapon quest, that was it for me tonight, man. That was the highlight of my night. You sound like me whenever I stumbled across an exotic quest or anything, when I first started playing the game. And watch out, man. Before you know it, you're going to be like, yo, I got to go in. It's Tuesday. I got to do my weeklies, man. You're about to get there, bro. You're about to get there.
We'll see.
All right. Well, next on the list, my West Coast brother. Now, we were missing him last week. And I told him, I was like, when he came into the hangout today, I was like, dude, we missed you last week. And then he was like, bot, I'm going to have to take 3 weeks off after this. So let's welcome Dark Optimus. What is up, brother? Dark?
Happy to be here.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to miss you guys when I'm gone.
I know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not going to say that feeling is reciprocated right now. I'm not doing it. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to be stubborn right now. I can't believe you're gonna leave us for 3 weeks, sir.
Well, I mean,
He's
if it was up to me,
dude, you are botting bad right now. Yeah, I think you should drop out and come back in, if you don't mind.
I know I gotta back out.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sir. It's not me. I'm not doing it. I promise. Yo. All right. But next on the list, and our brother Crispy, he had to work late. He loves working with meat in his hands, and he had to work late. So our brother Dreadpool is filling in. Dread, what is up, bro?
I don't have any crispy truth, but it sounded like Dark had botting Tourette's.
Yeah, botting Tourette's.
So I hope his bouncing back in comes in, because I definitely want to hear everything he has to say too, especially before his sickness kicks in for the 3-week quarantine he's planning.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
right?
actually gonna go fucking save the world for you fucks, man.
Oh, you
See?
are. So we won't have to like wear masks or anything like that. That won't be a thing anymore.
Exactly.
Oh, so
Awesome.
Dark's gonna in 3 weeks. Dark is gonna cure everything, people. This is awesome, man. But what's even more awesome,
well,
Dark?
yeah,
It'd be
man.
funny if somebody actually believed that.
Yeah, there's somebody out there. Somebody will.
What? You're joking?
Right? Somebody's
What?
just like, yeah,
Wow.
he's doing
Well, you need that 1 week actually, and then the quarantine for the other. After you save us to recover for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Guys, I can already tell this is going to be an awesome show. Yo, shout out to Gamers Play hitting up that super chat already. He says there is no power greater than X. Brother, I hear you, man. What I'm seeing coming out about the IO throughput, what people are saying when it comes to the PS5 from Sony Entertainment Europe. Sony Computer Entertainment Europe, and talking about RDNA 1 more than it's kind of like a hybrid and all that good stuff. I hear what you're saying, bro. Next on the list, this man, not only does he game, but he gets into the business side of things. So he has a really cool kind of like different perspective on a lot of topics that we cover here on the next podcast. I love having him on the show every week. My brother Predator, what is up, bro?
What's up, man? I know we got some topics to get into. Hope you guys like the new picture. I'm sure we'll have a topic on that later on today. I don't know what's going first and what's going last, but yo, I'm ready to go. Let's get it.
Nice. And that's actually going to be our first topic, because unlike a lot of releases, quite a few people on the panel actually picked up Ghost of Tsushima. I think I said it right. Well, first off, Dread, did you happen to pick up this game?
No.
No.
No, I didn't. No.
I couldn't remember if you had a
I
PS4.
want to. No, I'm in the same boat as you. I don't have one currently.
You sold yours
I want
too?
to. I gave it away actually.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I bought it for my brother-in-law, and I was gonna keep it, and then my wife was like, "You kind of like hinted to, giving it to him." I was like, "Fine, I'll give it to him."
Yeah, that's better than what you did, Bot, you selfish son of a bitch.
What are you talking? Why am I selfish? Why am I selfish? What?
For money.
I sold it for money. Yes, I did. Yo, there is somebody out there that when I said that, they called me like a bad father. They're like, you didn't even let your kids play with it or anything. You just sold it for money. I'm like, damn. In all honesty, my kids didn't want to play the PS4, to be really honest with you. They were completely happy with their Xboxes, and they really didn't want to play that thing. So
It's because Bot has his kids brainwashed to play Xbox.
dude, I brainwashed nobody, okay? I'm not about that. I'm
Just
not
Mel.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, Dread, since you didn't purchase it, we are going to move on to
just move on.
Thoughts and
like
opinions.
I want to like it, but I can't like it if I don't actually try it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm kind of in that boat as well. Like, that is one of the games that game had more interest from me on the revealing and everything like that, way more than like The Last of Us or anything. I had really thought that game looked cool. So let's go to somebody who has been playing it. Predator? Pred?
Yeah, I'm here.
Pred, have you been playing Ghosts of Tsushima?
Ever since I got it Friday, it's been nonstop.
Well, you know the drill here. Next podcast, we got to get your thoughts and opinions, your likes and your dislikes, man. Let us know what's going on with you in this game, bro.
I'm loving it, dude. It just reminds me of a bunch of other games that I love, like Rise, Assassin's Creed. It's got like a bunch of elements of both of those games mixed into it. So, and you give me a ninja or a freaking samurai with a sword in it in a video game, I'm all about it, dude. So like, I'm loving it. I really, there's some little quirks that I have with it, but for the most part, overall, man, it's a really good game. And I'm in Act 2 right now. I think I'm about maybe, I want to say about 40% complete with the main story. I'm just looking at what's going on. So somebody's about to say something. Go ahead.
Well, Pred, you said because this game has elements that remind you of other games, and I heard Rise. That was the first time I ever heard Rise: Son of Rome with ghosts. What elements of the game kind of like give you that Rise: Son of Rome feel?
I don't. It's just like it's hard to explain. Like when I played Rise, like the blocking, the countering, the parrying, stuff like that you guys do in the game, like that all kind of brought Rise out of it, minus the QTE colored QTE they had in there. But
dude, and you didn't even have to follow the color for the QTE in Rise. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It kind of like that fighting reminds me of it. It's like it's what Rise should have been, you know. That's really the only comparison I can have to it. The story is really well told too. Like I don't know if you remember if you played Rise, they had these scenes where they would go back and they show this different cartoon where they're kind of telling stories. Like the one that comes out is the Sword of Damocles, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they do scenes like that in the game, where they kind of flash back to stories and stuff like that. And so like, when I saw that, I was like, man, this kind of feels like Rise. But Rise was like in color, where this was in black and white, I believe. So that's the only difference in comparison. Obviously, they're set in two different time periods, but but that was what brought the Rise out of it. Now the whole Assassin's Creed aspect of it, like it's.
Oh, hold on.
No, I heard you. I was going to too, bro.
No, I didn't hear you. So the rest of the chat didn't hear you. What? I'm sorry. Could you repeat that, bro?
I was just saying, like the whole Assassin's Creed aspect of it. It just really reminds me of Assassin's Creed. You go here, you kill this leader, you unlock this area. Let me see. There's a lot of even some of the sound like Assassin's Creed. Like when you complete a mission, like that little chime you get, like when you and like how everything kind of like washed away in the wind, like all that. There is a mechanic that I really enjoy, and I've really never used this on the PlayStation because I don't play my PlayStation that much. So there's probably other games that utilize this, but the pad, like if you swipe up, like the wind blows and shows you what direction to go, you know. So that was really cool. I use that all the fucking time. But overall, like, I mean, I think the 80, and I know you don't want to talk about Metacritic scores, but I think the low 80, the mid 80 that it got, I actually have it about like an 80, 88, 89 so far. So what I played, the only thing, like, I know there's some talk about the loading screens, and I kept wondering, like, why doesn't it just kill me? Like when I die, like your guys crawl on the ground, and when I first died, like I kept thinking like, oh, I can revive myself when I'm on the ground. I kept hitting down to kind of like thinking that my health would kick back in, and it doesn't. And someone told me, I guess I saw it on Twitter too, that's just them kind of giving you a fake loading screen. Like they're using that to use the screen to load up, and it, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that whole mechanic that they have where you're laying on the ground, they're actually loading the game in the background without you. So it looks like the short loading time. It's really not.
Oh, I got you. So, you know, not for anything, but when this like goes, either they create a port for PS5, or even if they go and, you know, just it's backwards compatible, it's just gonna feel like that instant no load, you know, when it comes down to it. Like when you were down on the ground, were you down on the ground for a while?
No, like there's been a couple of times where, like, you know, they'll instantly come over and stab you. Like they'll kick you once or twice and stab you. But there's been times like I had a bunch of soldiers around me from the Mongolian soldiers around me, and they'll kick me like 3 or 4 times before they stab me. I'm like, interesting.
So you're giving it around an 88. So with an 88, the gameplay itself, like the gameplay mechanics, they're nice, tight, everything. It feels good then, right?
Yeah, I've had a couple of glitches, and like I'll jump where I'm not supposed to jump, and he'll just float in the air. But it's probably my fault because I'm jumping and trying to discover things that I'm not supposed to discover.
You're jumping and swiping that pad, so you're bringing that wind, and it's just keeping your guy up there, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. So like little things like that. There's been some areas I've gone. If you go into areas too soon, like the characters that you're supposed to meet and talk to won't they won't show up and appear. I've gone to one of the, I want to call it a stronghold, one of the little stronghold forts, one of the major stronghold forts. I went there super early, nobody was there, and I had to wait until I got further in the story to progress and get to that part. But it was just me exploring, and I got caught, in an area I wasn't supposed to be in. So I guess everything had loaded in yet for the game. So outside of that, I mean, the sword play is really nice. The blocking, the parrying, and stuff like that. Like, it's really quick. I mean, 88, 89 easily. I mean, I could probably go higher if I really, thought about it and played through the story. The story is really good too. So
Nice.
Sony always does a good job with their single player story. So for the most part,
Well, dude, I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. We got pretty deep into your experience. Let's go to K Mega real quick. K Mega, I believe this is a PS4 game that you were excited about. Did you pick it up?
Nah, man, I didn't get that trash.
Oh, really?
No,
Why not?
because I'm playing it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dude, I did not know how you wanted me to set that up for you. I'm like, okay, why not? Yeah.
What's going on? Yeah, no, I'm playing it right now.
Nice. Well, you gotta give the people in chat, the people on the panel, you gotta give us your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes so far. Like, how much of the game have you played so far?
Probably about 6+ hours so far.
Okay.
Played the hell out of it last night after GRG. I streamed it, and so I got myself caught into some bad situations like what Prey did, or walked into this. This.
Uh-oh. I can't hear him again.
So, can you hear me now?
All right, now you're back. You're
Okay.
back.
All right. Yeah, no, I did the same thing that Prey did, and I went into this fort that I was not prepared to be in, and I died a couple of times, but then I came in and then I did a cool insta kill. Like, it was, he just came in and
That showdown type thing?
up. Yeah, well, no, it wasn't a showdown thing. It was when you fight the guys with the heavy armor, they'll come at you, and and I was just dodging, and I'm like, I was just like one attack away from getting annihilated, and I was just gonna say, oh, okay, I would get, but something happened where he made the turn, and I sidestepped him perfectly, and I sliced him just one good time, and it was just an instant kill. I was like, oh, it was really dope. It was really dope. Matter of fact, I think I clipped that last night, so hopefully I'm going to look for it on Twitch.
Oh, that's going to be in some gameplay then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I could make that into gameplay. I absolutely could. So yeah. But it was really cool, man. I really do like it. This was the game that was on my radar, and I will have to say this. This is the game that makes me happy to have a PlayStation 4.
Oh, nice.
I like it this much. I do. I really do. Because it reminds me of of what you hate the most, the Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah.
It is. It's almost to a T, except for when the people are climbing walls and all of the stuff, them doing the parkour or whatever. It's not as fluent, but the character models is good. I like the way that they move, they attack. The story is good, it's solid. So yeah, I don't see why it was at 83 or 84. It should have been closer to a 90 myself too. I mean, I don't know. I do see what Pred was talking about with the similarities with Rise, because it does do those flashbacks and things like that. And then they also got a cool mode where you can, if you wanted to take it old school 1950s, 60s, old school television wise, you can make it black and white. But that to me just takes away from the absolutely beauty of the game, because I mean the world is vast, and I didn't know how different each location was going to look like, but it looks great. It looks great. It's a really fun game. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It took me away from when I was playing Destiny, so I'm enjoying it.
Oh, really damn it, man! No.
Oh no, I'm gonna play Destiny. I'm gonna play Destiny tomorrow. I'm just gonna play this for a while, and then me and Don will play whatever, and then I'm going to get back on this. But I'm determined to go ahead and beat it. But yeah, this is the first game in a long time that I played on PlayStation that's got my interest this heavy.
Damn,
So,
man, and you're
kudos
gaming
to them.
all over the place. You're talking about playing games with Don, playing Destiny. I'm pretty sure you know me. I drop in on anybody playing Destiny. I'll be like, yo,
Right.
what do you need to do? I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And
know. I played Fortnite last week, and and then of course we got Fight Night every Sunday. So yeah, man, being off, man, it's brought my inner kid back.
wow, nice, brother. Let's go to Dark real quick because I know out of anybody on this panel, Dark definitely picked up Ghost of Tsushima. Am I right, sir?
Yes, you are.
Nice. Now, with that nice, smooth voice that you got there, man, why don't you give us your impressions on the game, how much you have played so far, your likes and dislikes, man. The mic's yours, bro.
That's the thing. I think this game, honestly, is more of a contender for Game of the Year than The Last of Us 2. I know that's probably gonna shatter some people's hopes and dreams, but
Well, dude,
sorry.
this game attracted me more than Last of Us 2 anyway, so
Yeah,
I can see
it's
exactly where you're coming from.
but it has this element of it that I wish Assassin's Creed would go. Like it has this kind of difference to it. It's besides the parkour. I mean, of course, the parkour is lacking a little bit, but the combat wise, it's really solid. And then the I think the camera though could be better. I feel like the camera is kind of fidgety a little bit.
Does it feel a little too like loose? Like it's
It does.
Okay.
It does. It feels like you
Well,
can't.
dude, Ninja
really,
Gaiden is the same way, and like I
Yeah.
play that game, so I would have no problem with that.
it's kind of like that where I think you would enjoy this game actually, Bot, if you had a PS4.
Well, dude, you
honestly,
won't buy
I
me
think
one,
this
so
this game is my favorite game so far that I played this year. Like this game is so good. Like I'm running through I'm in Act 1 right now, but I'm getting almost everything that I can possibly get. I know a lot of people are saying that the side quests are kind of lackluster and stuff like that, but I don't know. I haven't felt that yet. I haven't gotten to that wall where I felt like these side missions were not up to par. Some of them, yeah, they're short. I mean, they're not like super long side quests, but that's good though. I like that they're short because then it's like okay, well I can move on to the next thing. So
yeah,
this
it keeps
game
you kind of
definitely
on
has
track
that.
more to go through the story, then, right?
Right,
Okay.
exactly. And then like I like the customization of the the different like armor and stuff like that you can get, and I mean it's not like full on customization like some other games, but it's definitely it's definitely good enough to kind of satisfy somebody who likes customization.
To pimp your samurai, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Um,
do you
I
have
think
the
the
basket
game-
on your head? Because I saw that, like the.
No, I don't. I
Aw.
did get that one. I do have that one, but I
Dude,
did
you gotta
not
rock
put that
that,
one on my
man. You
head.
gotta rock that. Like you gotta own it.
I'm wearing the I'm wearing the what was it called, the headband of death or something like that. It's called headband of death.
Oh, dude, that's
the
like
one
what you
I'm
wear in
wearing.
real life anyway. To kind of hold back that mullet. You got the headband of death. Yeah.
Yeah, But I think honestly this is definitely I'm not gonna say that it's better than The Last of Us 2, but I think it's better in terms of just like story and combat is a little bit better, but I think The Last of Us 2 is completely different. Like these are completely different games. They're not like the same type of game. Last of Us 2 is more linear and more, you got to go through and just kind of go through the paces of the game. This one's more open world. What I like about this game is that it doesn't have a HUD. Like you don't have like distracting things on the screen while you're doing combat or doing certain things throughout the world.
Mhm.
Like there's no HUD there to like show you where to go. You just kind of have to use the touchpad to find out
Well,
your
and Sucker
your
Punch
locations.
and Sucker Punch said they did that on purpose to kind of like leave
Uh-huh.
your screen as clean as possible, so
Well,
you can
that
be more immersed.
well that and I think to get you to explore more. Like this game is actually getting me to explore the world heck of a lot more than other games would like this. Like Assassin's Creed, that game, especially Odyssey, was so big and so full of just
Shit.
shit. Yeah, it was just full of shit. Like it was just full of just anything that you could possibly think of was in that game. It's just, I love the game, don't get me wrong, but it's not, it doesn't feel like how this feels. This one feels more like solid, like a more of a solid foundation to it than Assassin's Creed has, and that's why I'm like when I saw Valhalla at Ubisoft Forward, I was all like, I'm excited for it, but yet at the same time I'm like, they need to change stuff. They need to make things more like this game, like make it like this game. If you made it like this game, it would
more
be
ghosts is what they need to do.
Yeah, they need to put more, I think, more heart and soul into the Assassin's Creed games. Like you could tell, like Sucker Punch put a lot of their heart and soul into this game. If I were to rate it right now, I would probably rate it at probably a.
Go ahead.
I'd probably rate it at a 9. Yeah, right now for me. Because it's just so good. Like I'm enjoying this. Like I grew up watching samurai movies, so like just being able to be a samurai in a game like this is just it's like a dream come true almost.
Awesome. And like I asked Predator, I wanted to ask you, because you're basically giving this game a 9 out of 10 right now. So that would mean that the gameplay loops, the mechanics, like it's all solid. Like it all feels really good.
It's all solid. The only thing that's not solid is the assassination type of stuff. Like there's not a lot of that in the game. I mean, you can, but you have to like, it's more of a like the developers leave it up to you in a way to decide where how you want to enter these fortresses that you're trying to encounter. So they kind of leave it up to you, but at the same time, it's like you almost kind of don't want to do assassinations because you're a samurai, and samurai kind of frown upon that. So it's so much more satisfying when you're just like slicing some dude in half, than just coming up behind him and stabbing him in the neck. It just feels more satisfying.
Sick man. I just want to let you know that, dude. When it comes down to it, no, I am really happy for you guys. Like one thing I when I'm out there on social media and stuff like that, I like to see people are having fun with the games that they purchased, because at the end of the day, these games aren't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And there is no worse feeling in the gaming industry than being excited about a game, putting down that $60 plus tax, bringing it home, and it's absolute garbage. Like I've been through that a couple times, and I'm happy that you guys are liking it. Dreadpool, I do have a question that I'm going to bring to you that revolves around Ghost of Tsushima, but kind of it expands it to where, I think you'll have a really good answer for this. And then not only that, I do have to step away from the mic while you are answering this. So when you're done, you just pass it right over to K Mega and keep the conversation going. But it seems that this website that a lot of people love, the website called Metacritic, when it came to the user reviews of this game, finally, after I don't know how long, decided that they shut off the user reviews, and then they left a label, a little note to the gamers out there saying, hey, why don't you play the game for a little while before actually reviewing it. What do you think about what Metacritic's doing there? Do you think it's about damn time? Do you think it's fair? Let the chat know exactly what you're thinking there. I will hit those super chats as soon as I come back, guys. Let us know, and then when you're done, you can swing it right over to K Mega if I'm not back yet. Okay.
All right, I'll give you a one-word answer. Mega who?
Yo, Meta who? Nah, Mega, don't do that, man.
Damn. I'm like,
Damn,
what?
he said Mega who? Yeah.
I was playing. No, but
Oh,
no, I was playing because everybody, you guys always say the meta who, and K Mega's
No,
next.
I say that. These guys don't. These
You-
scrubs over
you-
here don't
you.
do that. I do
I
it.
know.
Okay.
So, but anyway,
He does it, and it's annoying.
right. So the way I look at it is, finally, it's about time, because at least the companies that are reviewing it professionally have hopefully a week or a couple days to play the game, to review it, to put it out there. I still think that part is skewed, and I understand that there's certain weights to all that stuff that they do and the way they do it. I don't like it. I still don't like numbers. I've always liked the I like the game, or meh, it's not really for me, or nah, it's definitely not for me. But I at the same time, it's all my opinions, it's all my choices, and those should not tell you how to choose if the game is for you. You should formulate your own opinion from listening to others and actually probably playing the game. So for them to take out and force gamers to at least play the game, I mean, there's still going to be people that will bash it, and there's still going to be people that will overhype it without actually playing the game. You know what I mean? So even if they hold it back 2 days or a week, there's still going to be that loyal fan base of hatred and love that will do that and try to skew the numbers just because.
That's a good point right there, man. I was gonna say, just real quick, Jared. I thought I thought that it might kind of like cushion that a little bit if it gets, because there are some kind of like, there are real gamers out there that'll actually play the game first, and it kind of brings it like all together into like one lump, instead of it in my opinion, it being completely lopsided on the first day that the game launches. You know what I'm saying? But I hear what you're saying. There's still going to be those people.
I think that if you're going to use a weight metric when it comes to the companies that are reviewing it professionally, there are YouTubers that are reviewing stuff like that also professionally. Some of them are probably a little bit more trusting for the general masses, because they don't have as much of a pull as bigger companies do. You know what I mean? They're just trying to keep up with the Joneses by buying the games themselves. So they better like the game, or they're definitely going to let you know that they don't like it. So when you get a free game, a free copy, there's always that chance that someone's going to say, well, they got it for free, of course they're going to like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always that thing that people are going to say, and there's no way around it. So that's why I always look at it, do I like the game, not should you like the game? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I like the game and you like the games that I like, and I try to play a lot of different variety of games. So when I do say, I like this type of game, if it's a GTA style or if it's Assassin's Creed, then you can formulate your opinion saying, okay, well, if he likes this, Xbox likes it, K Mega likes it. You know what I mean? You just go around the circle and like, all right, these group of guys that I listen to, and I'm on similar terms with their opinions on the same games, then you can formulate your opinion and say, yeah, you know what, I'll try it out. Maybe it's worth my time to at least try it out, and then literally try it out. That's why I even said, yeah, it looks great. I want to say that I like it, but I can't really say it until I play it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying because I haven't played it that it's trash. No, I don't know. And it just because you guys like it, I might not like the play style, so that's probably why I don't like it. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So having difference of opinion is good. You can be your own person when it comes to games. It's subjective. Just like when you look at the Mona Lisa, everybody's like, "Oh my God, her smile." Some people are like, "What are you talking about?" I like Picasso.
That bitch was crazy.
Right, you know what I mean?
The in back of the Mona Lisa, the horizon creeps me out because it's like it's up really high on one side and then really low on the other. I'm like, yo, what the hell is he thinking? But
that's the thing, though, and that's why, everybody's looking at this with gaming, and you're throwing in your 2 cents. Yeah, I get it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you throw in your 2 cents because you're biased, because of a platform, you're not even actually. The game could be good. I'm not saying it's not, but you're just automatically assuming it's good. Play the game. We know it's going to be good, but at least play it so you know what you're saying is fact.
Yo,
Okay?
Dread, you are sparking the reviewer in me to want to make reviews again when it comes to games. You know what? I'm gonna announce it right now. Like when the new systems drop, whichever system I do decide to grab, I'm gonna start doing game reviews just for you, Dreadpool. Okay?
Sweet.
And I'm gonna see if we line up with our kind of likes on games and stuff like that. That's gonna be really, really interesting. Real quick, I do want to hit the super chat and shout out to my golfing buddy, Sir X-Man, hitting up that super chat. Thank you for the support, brother. He says it's going to be a remake coming out that's going to blow a lot of those games away. Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning, the remake, is coming out soon. So he is a Kingdom fan. Sir X-Man, I did not know that, bro. I haven't played it, but I do have a couple...
Dude, when that comes out, you gotta play it.
Yeah,
so good.
That's a really good game. Very underrated. Very underrated.
And now,
so good.
Just real quick for the people on the panel who have played Ghosts, this question is for you. It's from Friendly Neighborhood Blue Shell. Good to see you again, brother. Thank you for the support. He says, so if my friend can get one game before PS5, should I tell him or her to get The Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima? Who wants to take that first?
Ghost of Tsushima, hands down.
Ghost. And
It's a longer game.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, what kind of game do they like?
Ooh.
That is true, yeah.
Yet again, if you're looking for a present for somebody, you have to know what they like. So you have to at least, look at their library to get a good feel of the gameplay that they might like or a game style. So what do they like?
That is true. I when it comes down to it, I'm gonna give it to Friendly Neighborhood Blue Shell. He was speaking in very broad terms on that. I hear what you're saying, Dreadpool. Completely agree with you. I think he's just overall dynamic from who played it on the panel. Like which one would they pick to say, hey, no, get this one?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I think it'd definitely be Ghosts.
I took it too literal, but I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
no, it makes sense because you never know what somebody likes and what they don't like, because they might say, "Oh, well, I like Assassin's Creed," but then they might not like Ghost. You never know because people have different types of ways of thinking.
Y'all took this man's question
interested
way too far.
I like Assassin's Creed 2. Would I like Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think you would. I think you would definitely.
All right, yo, shout out to Z Black Rider hitting up that super chat. What's up, my brother? And I'm not gonna type. I'm gonna say it. Z, what is up, dude? He says, yo, bot, I lost 30 IQ points listening to that Crossfire nonsense. Might have to start billing someone. I hope you're not billing me, because that would be the poor billing the poor right there, and it's just not gonna work, bro.
All you gotta do is just listen to GRG after Crossfire.
And you'll watch it down.
Get your common sense back. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Well, dude, I gotta say, yo, shout out to Mooch, shout out to Jeff Grubb as well, because he was the special guest last night. He's a part of Venture Beat. He's an industry insider, and basically we dropped a bomb last night to the point where even the Red Dragon made a video about it. And shout out to the Red Dragon. I did watch the video, awesome video, and he did shout me out as well, so I definitely appreciate that. But we dropped a bomb last night. I know what you're saying, Z. There was a lot of people just not accepting that would be a positive thing, and we're gonna get into it as well. So let's just let's back it up and let's go with the flow here. Okay, K Mega. The whole thing when it comes to Metacritic, finally realizing that there is an issue, at least with the user reviews. What do you think about how they're handling it? How they shut down the user reviews for Ghost of Tsushima, and I love the little note telling people to actually play the game before reviewing it. What do you think about that, bro?
No, I think it's positive. It's the step in the right direction. But of course, I'm not going to be fully satisfied with Metacritic until they abolish pretty much the 100 and 0 scores. Those are absolutely just fanboy, just usage. It almost kind of like it's like they're getting paid to just kiss ass or to hate. One or the other. It's one or the other, man. I mean, it's like The Last of Us 2 did not deserve all those zeros. It damn sure didn't deserve all those 100s. And then it just goes for little Xbox gamers who's been talking about forever. Like, why would this game get a 3 or a 0, and it's not bad like that? You know, I mean, if judge them accordingly. But let's not go into this whole point of saying, because I don't even care to look for because I guess the user scores aren't up yet. I don't know yet, but. I seen when I was looking at the reviews on Metacritic was 100 this, 100 that, 100. Then I seen like about 10 100s, and then I seen a 60. And then the 60 I thought was too low, but I understood their complaint. At least they gave a legitimate complaint. Like this whole thing where IGN and all these others is giving out these perfect scores, or they say, well, it's not perfect because no game is perfect. It just kind of taints the whole review process. As a whole, it just makes it just gross to me. And then one point that Dark was saying, I had to disagree with him 100% when he's talking about the later Assassin's Creeds. They're fully in depth. Like they made those games trying to be almost like The Witcher in sense of trying to have other stories. Now, Odyssey was just absolutely too goddamn big. I will agree.
Yeah, but they didn't do it as well.
No, there's no game that's going to do it as well as what The Witcher did. But when it comes to what me playing open world games, there's only one other game that I could look at that, or I should say two other games that's got this, that's close to it. Origins was really close because it had a lot of meaningful stories.
Honestly, Origins was better than Odyssey.
Story-wise, I agree.
In terms of story.
Yeah, in terms of story, Origins was fantastic. But Red Dead Redemption is the only other game that comes to mind that does that. Story-wise and in depth and everything is connected. But I just thought that both of Origins and Odyssey, it had so much bang for your buck. Just like The Witcher 3, like I just can't. I mean, this is great, and this is what I do like about this game, Ghost of Tsushima, is that it does the same. It gives you so much bang for your buck. That's what I was afraid of with the Last of Us 2. If I decided that I wanted to get it to try it out, because the combat looks fantastic. It looks so much better than the first one. But I was like, how long is this game going to be? Is there any DLC that's coming? And then when you find out that it's pretty much a 20 to 25 hour game, I was like, hell no, I'm not paying that much for just that type of short experience. I want something like this. So I don't know, but I think the Metacritic situation, it still needs some work, but this is the step in the right direction.
And again, I just want to clarify something when it comes to me and the newer Assassin's Creed, right? The newer kind of like series of games when it comes to Assassin's Creeds. Like, I think that they are good action adventure games. All right. That's not my whole thing is about the name Assassin's Creed. You know what I'm saying? And building a game that centers around what an assassin is supposed to be. I never said like Odyssey was garbage. I never said like Origins was garbage. Like I never said that. I said they are action adventure games, and I miss kind of like the old built around the whole idea of an assassin and built completely around stealth and stuff like that. That's the game I miss from Assassin's Creed. But I never said like Origins or Odyssey was absolute trash. They are good action adventure games in my opinion. That's why.
No. I know. I totally agree with that. I mean, it's just the thing of this. Just like, I don't know. Me playing this game and then saying that Origins is not better than this. I'm kind of held back. I'm put back on it, but that's Dark's decision and his opinion. He's got every right to say that. I just see a lot of similarities with this game with Origins than I do Odyssey. But yeah, the combat is absolutely a lot better. And I think because this game's combat is so much better than Origins and Odysseys, I think that's why in Valhalla they stepped the game up because they seen that
Well,
they
that's why I think. That's why I.
Where'd he go?
uh-oh.
Where'd he go? He got
Oh, no.
kidnapped.
Um,
There
Did
he
I?
is. There he is.
Yeah,
He's back.
you're
Woo!
back.
I just think that Ghost is just a better game in combat wise than Assassin's Creed, the latest ones, because of the fact that.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right on that. Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
And plus, I think the reason why I like this game so much is because it's a samurai. You know, I grew up watching that stuff, so it definitely drew me in more than say Assassin's Creed. Even though I love those games, this one just draws me in more.
Yo,
Yeah, no,
Jazzy
I
Noop is in the building. What is up, brother?
What up, Jazzy?
I gotta say, yo, when it comes down to it, I know there are a lot of podcasts out there, and I'm not trying to swing at any of them, but you can tell this panel is a bunch of gamers because we have other topics to talk about: Xbox Live Gold, One X being discontinued,
back to games.
and we're going right back to the games and comparing games. That's what we're doing right now, dude. It's like an Xbox Live party, but there's a whole bunch of other people listening. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I love about doing live shows and this panel right here. So shout out to you guys for that. I do want to bring it to Predator when it comes to the whole Metacritic shutting down the user scores for Ghost of Tsushima. Yo, Pred, what do you think about that? Was it like about damn time they started doing something to show that this isn't right? What are your thoughts on how they did that? And did you like their little sign that they put up on their website about it?
I think it was about time. If you guys remember, maybe like a month ago, when I bought Ghost of Tsushima, I went on the PlayStation Store and I was able to rate it. You guys remember that shit?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And so like that was we were talking about this then, and we're like, you know, we exactly what happened is exactly what we said should happen. Make them buy the game first, and then be able to go in there and do that. Like on Amazon, like it shows on there verified, review, verified purchase, something like that. Like, and some other places do that too. Like that's what I would rather see, and then base your score off of the verified users who actually bought the game and played it, versus all these other people who are just going to be able to go on there and just give it a 10 or just review bomb it like they did The Last of Us. And that wasn't even an Xbox PlayStation thing. It wasn't like a bunch of Xbox guys went on there and just did that shit. Sony players were doing that shit because they weren't happy with the story.
Yeah.
But it took that to happen before they made that decision. And that's what was really fucked up because it took a PlayStation game. And I'm not trying to put my tinfoil hat on, but like there have been a lot of Xbox games that have been review bombed just because they're Xbox games, just because people hate Xbox. And that wasn't fair. So the user scores are obviously decreased a little bit. And it took something like The Last of Us, and I'm pretty sure something happened behind the scenes. Like fucking somebody from Sony made a fucking phone call or something and like, yo, stop.
Oh, there's been reports of that, Fred.
Because like literally they shut down the ability to even do that with The Last of Us. And I guess that was like they're like, okay, we need to fix this. Like when that happened, they're kind of okay, we really need to fix this now. And it happens on YouTube. People downvote YouTube videos all the time too. But like for something that someone's going to buy, and you're allowing users to go in there and just bomb it, that's bullshit. So glad they fixed it. And again, it's not an end all be all, but it's a start. And that's all I think most people were asking for. And when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that's what we were kind of saying too. We need something better than what we have. And I think verifying that people actually have time to play the game is better than nothing. But at the end of the day, I think having verified users or players, should I say, makes much more sense to me. Like if you bought this game, then there needs to be some kind of way to upload a receipt or like something like link your fucking Amazon, Google purchase or whatever the fuck you bought it from to that and say, okay, I purchased this game. Here's my review of it, and go from there. I think that would
Even
be
have a time gate of like a couple
See.
days before time as well. You know what I'm saying? Like have it like make sure that they have the game for say 48 hours. You know, with
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing here, correct?
Yeah, I would like to actually modify what they're doing and do the same thing as they are, but also have a way to know if you've completed the game. Because we have a lot of people that are completionists, so we should be able to trust those people a little bit more than someone that's just played it for 48 hours. They
Right.
didn't
But
play
yeah,
48 hours worth of game. They
link
just
their
played.
fucking gamer. Make them link their gamer
Yes.
to it, or their
Yes.
PSN ID to it.
Right. Yeah. Make them link. And that goes for everybody. Yeah. For your,
Yeah.
your
That
Steam
will act
or
like
whatever.
I gave it a 3.
Right.
Wherever you own
Yo,
it.
Jazzy
Yeah.
Noob just said the same thing in chat. It is like they still need to tie it to an actual like gaming profile. Yo,
Right, wherever you own the game, if you own it on Epic, if you own it on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, wherever you own it, good old games, whatever, you know what I mean?
Good
wherever
old
you
games.
bought the game, you know, well, they
And
got
for
games
multi-class,
there
they
too.
need to put on there what console they played on.
Yeah, exactly. And then that way, you know where they played. Okay, well, they own it for sure. They've played it, and it sucks because if you only borrowed the game from a friend, then yeah, it's not going to show that. But it's mitigating some of these people from just playing the game or saying that they played the game. You know what I mean?
Here's where everything's gonna get fucked up at. Like Game Pass, you don't buy the game; you just get it.
Right.
You
Yo,
download
yo,
it.
See,
speaking
that's
of-
what I'm saying.
speaking of game, this game that I played a couple days ago is called Neon Abyss. It's in Game Pass.
Oh,
This
yeah,
game
people told me about this.
is crazy. I absolutely love this game. I highly suggest people go and try it out. You have Game Pass, you can just download it. You know what I'm saying? Try it out. If you don't like it, you can delete it forever. But it is a really fun game. With that being said, all right, let's see if Dark, do you have anything to say on the whole Metacritic thing and they're blocking the user scores with a nice little note in the corner, kind of reminding people that they should probably play the game before they give it a score. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
This should have happened a long time ago.
Yes.
Honestly, like I don't know why it took them so long to do this. Because I mean, so many games have gotten review bombed for over nothing, over the most simplistic shit. Like I mean, The Last of Us 2 story. Granted, yeah, it wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst story I've ever heard in my entire life. Like I've seen some stories that are just like, oh my god, that sucks. Like especially in video games, there's some stories in video
Dude, the
games. that you're
story's
like,
got to be better than Clive Barker's Jericho. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Like that game. Oh my god.
Oh my! I was so hyped for
me-
that
give me-
game too, man.
Give me another example for another game, Dart. That's just the story is just absolutely just bad.
Alone in the Dark, the one for Xbox 360 and PS3.
I never played that one.
The first one or the
Um,
second one? Because the second one wasn't bad.
The first one,
Okay.
the one with the first one that they
Okay.
came out with. What was? I mean, I don't know. I got to think of a game that you probably played, Mega.
Any game that has
I don't know.
repeated A button, he has played. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, Sleepy actually enjoyed Jericho. I think. I'm sorry, Sleepy, but yeah, I couldn't, man.
But that's objective, you know. We can enjoy a game for what it is, you know, and sometimes, you know, you're gonna like a game, and sometimes you're not gonna like a game, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Like, but you shouldn't go on to Metacritic and just review bomb it just because of the smallest little thing that pisses you off or whatever. Like, does it really?
Dude.
Here's the thing: this is entertainment.
There's so
It's
many
not-
emotional gamers out there today.
It's so
insane.
weird. It's so weird, dude. Because even in film, there's people that are like that too. Where they're just
Wilmy,
like,
you don't count
can't-
with Jericho. You
can't.
do not count Wilmy. I'm sorry, I had to. Yo, shout out to Wilmy Hood. Your opinion on Jericho does not count, sir. Okay.
That's the thing. Like, people are just so like they just want to see something fail because I really don't know the reason as to why they would want to see something fail. They just want to see it fail. Um, and I'm glad that they're doing this now, but I think there's a lot of things that Metacritic needs to do in order to um, get the trust of the real gamers back.
Yeah, they don't have my trust
because
at all, man. So
they just it's usually just a compilation of all the reviews. That's all it is. But at the same time, like they need to and reviewers need to like really watch what they say in terms of like GameSpot gave Ghost of Tsushima a 7. That's not a bad score, but they gave it a 7. But if you look at the cons, one of their cons was because you couldn't cut down the bamboo trees, and that was upsetting. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you
uh-oh. He got so upset he's starting to cut out a little bit here.
can't
thought
do
it-
that. Granted, yeah,
thought you
maybe
could
it
beat us.
doesn't. Granted, maybe it doesn't. It doesn't get you immersed in the game if you can't do that. But who
Well-
cares? Like,
Well, but to
you're
see
not
the
gonna
whole
find
thing
out.
with the bamboo tree. Hold on, the whole thing with the bamboo trees. I believe there is like a little mini game in there
There
where
is,
there's
yeah.
a couple like
Yeah,
bamboo,
there
and
is.
you have to cut them in a certain way. So if you
Yeah.
can cut them there, then why the hell can't you cut the bamboo trees in the wild?
There's no reason to cut them in the game.
Right? Exactly.
I'm just
There's
saying.
no other reason.
I'm just saying.
But it. I just think it's stupid to complain about that. I think that's just a dumb complaint to
oh
me.
damn, yo, Dark, do you see the super chat?
No, I'm not even looking at
Yo,
YouTube
you know
right
what,
now.
K Mega, do you see the super chat, K Mega?
No, I might, but I'm gonna let you.
Oh
read it
my
anyway.
goodness. Yo, shout out to my brother Lucifer. We all know it is a party now that Lucifer is in the chat. Hitting up that super chat. Thank you for the support, brother. I don't know why he makes me read these. Oh, yeah. He said, I review bombed Xbox gameplay videos on Meta. K-Mega 20 out of 10. Xbox 4.48 out of 10. Yo, brother.
Nice.
Brother,
Nice.
you can't please everybody, but all this gameplay that you're seeing right now, it's all me, bro. It's all me. Yo, shout out to you, Lou. Yo, not only that, shout out to, I saw Sleepy is in the chat. Sleepy is awake. Yo, that brought me back to, a while back when we used to start off the show with Sleepy is awake. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we got our brother Doggy is in the building. So many people. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Yo, hit that thumbs up button. Share this out. Let people know that we are live right now. And we are getting into the juicy parts when it comes to the topics. I love the discussion so far, but I think it's time to move it to the discontinued topic. Because apparently, Xbox has discontinued production of the Xbox One X and the Xbox One Sade edition, the all digital. And some people are asking, like, why are they doing that now? To me, I see what's going on here, but I want to hear from the panel on this. So, we are kind of talking business. I usually lead with Predator when we're kind of talking business here. So, Pred, you got Xbox. They're discontinuing their most powerful this generation console. They're discontinuing their all digital kind of like option for this generation. What do you think is going on here? And do you think this is a good move by the Xbox division, man?
I don't understand why they're discontinuing the X. I think that console is basically better than the S. So like, why? Unless it's a production.
You want me to
Go
chime
ahead.
in on that? Yo, real quick.
Yeah,
we can
answer that
do a
question
little.
for me.
We can do a little back and forth on this. They are discontinuing the X because it's not the most popular out of the Xbox Ones that's in the wild right now. They're leaving the One S because it is the more popular one. So that's the one that they're gonna keep on selling, and they feel like they can manufacture that and get that out. Where it looks like the One X and the all digital they're not moving the same numbers, so I think they feel like it's safe to stop that production and let the Series X and the Series S kind of take over there.
I think it's a production thing, like a cost versus like why continue to produce this console at X amount of money? And again, they may be losing money on this console. I have no idea. Like they're selling it. I think when I bought it, I bought my daughter one maybe 3 months ago, the Star Wars edition bundle, whatever it was, and it was $299. So I would, considering this console when it came out was like what, 400?
500.
500. I mean, like that's half the cost, and so maybe the production isn't worth the amount of money they're spending on it. And I'm thinking maybe they're only getting the S out because they're gonna sell it in places like, countries that usually can't get these consoles, like really dirt cheap. You know, like saying because the production value is like it's a lot lower to make that console. That's what I'm guessing. And to get everybody in the world, I guess, into the ecosystem of Xbox, keep in mind the X ain't selling any fucking way. So so why keep it on the market? But the S, if you can get it out to some of these smaller countries that that really can't afford it, couldn't afford it normally.
Yeah, the countries that kind of stay almost a generation behind. I hear where you're coming from with that, man.
Produce that and then sell it there, and this shit ain't gonna be but like $150, if that. At that point, because like in the States, like you look at this. I went to the store when I got Ghost of Tsushima, and this is on both consoles too, by the way. I went to the store. I went to Walmart. I went to 2 Walmarts, a Target and a Best Buy in my area, and they had none of these consoles. So and that was actually around the same time that I went to go purchase the Star Wars edition for my daughter, because I wanted to upgrade her and just say, hey, you know what, fuck it, let me spend the money. Your S broke, so I went ahead and upgraded her to the X, right? So when I went out to buy the X, I could not find it anywhere. And even now, when I went to the store to get a fucking new PlayStation controller, because mine has stick drift to play fucking Ghost of Tsushima, I could not find only but the gold controller, and that was it. I couldn't find.
Dude, my Elite version 2 is starting to get drift in one of the thumbsticks, man.
But the thing is, you can find those still. They're still making those. But I was just shocked that I couldn't even find a fucking controller. So and if I look back to when I tried to get the X for my daughter, they had already been pulling these off the shelf before that. This has been going on for months. Even like the PlayStations, there's no PlayStations on the shelves, and it's not because they're selling. Everybody has one at this point. They're not putting them out in the stores right now. They're cleaning their stock out to get ready for the new shit. So when people are sitting there saying my only issue is why the S, why not the X? That's my only issue with them.
Well,
doing
you came up with a pretty good reason for that, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking outside the box while I'm brainstorming with you guys right now. But that's the only concern I had about when I saw that announcement, was like, why this one? And as I thought through it, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not selling, and if you're gonna produce it, you're gonna produce it for people who can't afford it. Can't afford the X, they can get the S for like $120, $150, but that's the only thing I can come up with. I mean, there's probably another reason why that I don't know, but that's what logically I'm thinking of. But for them to say, hey, we're discontinuing it, that's normal. That's what companies do.
At this point in time, though, that would be normal. Yeah.
Why would they produce that when they're trying to sell you the newer hardware? And the thing, PlayStation's gonna do the same thing sooner or later. It's just different because the X isn't selling, the SAD isn't selling. So why keep producing it, right? It hasn't won an NPD in God knows how long. Look at the numbers over the past 6 to 8 months, maybe fucking a year for the Xbox side. They're not selling consoles. So why keep producing those two when you can just use those resources to make the Series X?
And have more at launch that way as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I like where you're going with that. Yo, real quick, shout out to Lucifer. Hit up the super chat one more time. Thank you, brother. And this is for you, Pred. Do you think this means an early launch for the new Xbox because they're shutting it down now, or is it like you said it's pretty typical?
Well, we can't say an early launch because we have no idea what the launch is.
True.
So, we've heard holiday, which is like November timeframe, and I've heard August thrown out there as well too. Because like if you look at the launch of the Series X, was that right? I think it came out in August. They had two options, right? Remember this. Remember we had the 2 terabyte option, the Scorpio edition, and then you had the regular.
Oh, the 1X. You said Series X, and I'm like, hold on. Like,
1X,
yeah,
1X.
Nah, I got you, bro. I had to catch up. I had to catch up.
So if I remember correctly, I think you could pre-order in August. I'm not sure when it released, but I think you could pre-order this the 1X in August, and the pre-orders for the regular edition, the X, came about a month or so later. Like the 1 terabyte came a little bit later. So maybe they're doing that. If they're going to do something like that, then the early release makes sense. Because I've heard August thrown around before already, too. I've seen that somewhere on Twitter and the fucking interwebs where August was the release date for the console. But I don't think so, man. Maybe pre-orders. Bro. Maybe pre-orders go out in August, but that's about it.
Dude, Destiny 2's expansion got delayed till November 10th, and I strongly feel, again, they're talking about COVID-19 and stuff, which is all well and good, but I think there are companies out there that will kind of like put themselves behind that reasoning and kind of look and be like, well, we're gearing up for the next gen release, and we're gonna show everything next gen when it comes to that. I feel like Bungie is kind of like holding off until next gen, so I would say November, dude.
Yeah, I'm guessing early November to align, because they're not going to launch this without Halo. So whenever Halo gets released, the console will have been out at least a little bit or be launching around the same fucking time. That's the only thing I think of. Unless they do like they did with, and I hate to say this is a fucked up. I don't like the whole Cyberpunk, the way they handled that. How they handled the console release, and then the game doesn't come out until God knows how long later. But that wasn't anything on Xbox. That was just like a fuck up, right? Because of things going on right now in the world. But and them not getting the game ready in time. But you have this console, and the game's already preloaded on it. And I hate to say that this is a possibility, but let's say they do a Halo edition Series X, you may get that console before Halo.
I will say, from what I'm hearing, kind of like behind closed doors, Infinite is actually on schedule right now. So, whatever they decide to do in the meantime, but from what I'm hearing so far, it's on schedule for like its release, scheduled within the company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that.
But every company at some point in time, they stop producing the previous edition. Xbox is just doing it a little earlier than normal, because usually they last about a year. They'll stop production about a year after the new one comes out. This is a little different. I guess they're just stopping it because it's not selling. But keep in mind, Sony's going to do it at some point in time, and I bet you can't go find a fucking Wii U right now if you wanted to. So it happens. Like that's what these businesses do. There's phones you can't buy. You can't go out and buy an iPhone 8. You can't buy a Galaxy Note 5. They stop producing these at some point in time.
I got a Windows Phone 950 XL for sale if you want that, Pred.
You bought that on Amazon, didn't you?
No, I owned it when like Windows Phone was a thing, and I never sold it. So if you want it, Pred, I got you, bro.
I had a Windows Phone too, man. I love that phone.
Yeah,
that was one of the best phones I ever had. But we're getting off topic.
Yes,
so
we are. Yeah, yo, shout out to Humble Beast hitting up the super chat. He said, "The heck, I'm getting death threats for stating facts that PS5 is just a beefier PS4 Pro. Salty is a grown-ass man. Dang it. Yo, Humble, is Salty the YouTuber? Is he, like, threatening your life? If so, yo, hit me up in a DM on Twitter, man. I wanna check that out. And if that's true, man, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty big community that will back you up in that whole thing. I'm just saying, like, that's not right. Yo, shout out to Z Black Rider hitting up that super chat. He said, Arizona inbreeds are irritating. Oh my goodness. Shout out to all my fans in Arizona. Shout out to you guys. He's not talking about you. He's talking about a specific person. Yeah, Humble. Yo, hit me up in a DM, man. Let me know what's going on with that, all right? Dude, that kind of distracted me from what discontinued. All right. Yo, Dark, what do you think about this with the 1X and the all digital being discontinued? Is this just them making room to make sure they have lines so this way they have more Series X out there? Is this something that usually goes on around this time, or do you think it's strange, and why? Like, what are your thoughts, bro?
I don't think it's strange at all. I think it's necessary. I mean, they're having a new console coming out. I think, even though they do say it, they don't care where you play your games, but I think I'm pretty sure they're a business, they're a business, so they want to make sure that that people buy this console. They still want people to buy this console no matter what. It doesn't matter. Even though they're saying, oh, we don't care where you're playing it. They're really wanting you to buy this console because, it's definitely.
Well, if you're a console gamer, they want you buying the console. Let's be real.
Right, exactly. So I mean, it's just here's the thing. Phil has to answer to Satya, right?
Yes,
and
he
Satya
does.
Nadella, he has to answer somebody, like Bill Gates or something like that. He probably does have meetings with Bill, even though Bill's not part of the company anymore. He probably still has meetings with Bill on certain things.
They kicked Bill out. He's not even allowed in
Phil
the
has
building,
to,
man.
Well, that's what you think. But I think Phil has to answer to somebody, and Phil has to play his cards right, otherwise he'll be out. He'll be gone from Xbox, and I think and you guys got to remember that, like, all the investors that want that are in Microsoft, they wanted every single CEO that they've ever had to get rid of the Xbox division. And when Satya said, no, we're not going to do that, we're going to bring him into the Microsoft family, and we're going to bring him into into more the hardcore way. What is that noise? Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Maybe my air conditioner? I have no idea.
Yeah, it might be.
Sorry.
It's all right, dude. It's definitely. Okay, see, I lost my fucking train of thought, dude, because your goddamn air conditioner.
Don't worry, I'll talk to it after the show.
Phil has, the things that Phil has said in the past. He said, things about not having generational exclusives, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all things he has to say. Like, that's stuff he has to say because he answers to somebody that is basically over him and saying, hey, if you don't comply with the way that we're trying to do this, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't Phil's idea to bring games to PC. It was probably Satya's idea because he was thinking to himself.
Phil is a big PC gamer though. Like, I can't co-sign that with you, brother.
I don't know, dude. He was a pretty big console gamer before, and then now he's all of a sudden a big PC gamer. No, he was pretty hell bent on being a console gamer for a while, and then now he's PC. No, dude, he definitely, I think he has to answer to Satya, and Satya wants him to integrate everything into PC and stuff like that. But you got to remember also, Microsoft is a software company. Like, they never really like did hardware back in the 90s. Like, back in the 90s it was mostly just software on different types of computers. Their software. So when they got into the hardware market, I think they were kind of like didn't know what they were doing, at first, and then they gradually became, you know, more and more popular and things like that. And then all of a sudden, you know, they were like, okay, we're gonna create a gaming system called Xbox, and then they came out with it, and it was something cool, it was something different. And then, you know, I think right now what they're gearing up to do is get people ready for Series X, right? And then maybe bowing out of the hardware department and going more towards like focusing on their subscriptions like Game Pass and things like that.
I think that's
and
their end
software.
goal. I think that's their
Yeah,
end
that's their
goal.
end goal.
But the major companies that are in the video game industry, especially the console industry right now, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, but that is the end goal for pretty much all of them. And what was it? Stadia, they you know, they just tried to just jump right ahead into subscription, and that's it.
I think Stadia, I think Google is doing it just to. Google likes to do a lot of things just to stir the pot, and that's why I think they're doing Stadia. I don't think Stadia is going to last very long. I think it'll be between the big three. I think Nintendo will be the last one to actually do something, to be honest. And I think you know, PlayStation will kind of eventually follow suit. Eventually, I'm not saying it's going to be like 10 or 15 years from now. It might be sooner. It might be later. But they're definitely, you know, gearing up to get people, you know, especially with they've never done an all digital edition at launch for a console. So PlayStation has something up their sleeves that they're not telling you.
Yes, they do. You are preaching to the choir on that one. But yo, check this out. Our brother Fastback, OG NLG podcast. Yo, shout out to Fastback. Good to see you, brother. Hitting up that super chat. He said, great next panel gaming talk. He said, with big third party releasing in November, could Series X Halo Infinite release in October to get a head start on the PS5 and Black Friday? Now, brother, I like where you're going with this. And yo, Dark, because, you know, me and you are going back and forth right now. Dark, you notice how people want their system earlier? Like, people, you know, they hear certain things that are going on, like the ending of manufacturing of the One X, and they're like, yo, this could be an early launch.
It could be.
Do you think?
I honestly think it could absolutely be. I mean, holiday doesn't really start. I think holiday starts in September. That's when they start considering it holiday season. So it could be, you know, before. It could be before November. I mean, they could get this console out before the PlayStation
crazy.
5.
I wouldn't put my eggs in that basket.
I say that they're doing it. If they did do it, they're doing it because they want to get a head start away from Sony PlayStation, because they know that Sony's they want to give themselves kind of a head start, like a gap, so that, you know, because before when 2013 hit, they were pretty much a week apart, the two consoles. They might want to get a little bit of a head start so that they can kind of, you know, build a little bit more of the gamers' trust back, different aspects. You know, there's other things.
The other topic that we're talking about, because you're talking about gaining the gamers' trust back, that last topic, that meaty topic, that would do wonders for that whole thing. Yo, just real quick, shout out to Dirt Griggity, my brother Dirt. What is up, bro? Hitting up that super chat. He said, "What's up, y'all?" He said, "Let's get hyped for the 23rd, baby." Hell yeah, bro!
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I think the 23rd this week coming up is gonna I think it's gonna blow a lot of PlayStation gamers' minds. I think it's gonna blow their minds. They're gonna be like, I don't know what to say. But of course, you know, they're gonna get on Twitter and they're gonna be like, that sucked. That was terrible.
Oh no!
Actually,
no.
I thought the last showing was pretty good.
It was pretty good, except for the marketing, except for the promo.
Yeah, there was some.
Time.
There was some.
But it was a good show.
Something, but it was still a good show.
Yeah.
right? You know, like even PlayStation had a good show. I think they could have showed more. I think there was some things that that they could have left out, but and the same thing with Xbox. There's things that they could have left out in that show too. So hopefully the 23rd, when that hits this Thursday, it's a fantastic show.
Yo,
Because
Dark.
they really do need it.
Dark, yo, during this whole time, me and you talking about this topic, you gave me like 4 segues. Dude, I hate to say it, I should have kept you for last to get into the last topic. Yo, you gave me 4 segues for it, but we got to hear K-Mega on the ending of production for the 1X and the all-digital before we get into the main topic. So, Mega, what do you think about all this, man? You heard... You heard everybody else basically. Do you think this is just a normal thing? I think there are people within the industry that are acting kind of surprised that they're doing this now. I'm looking at backwards compatibility and everything like that, and I'm like, well, they can actually, if they have full backwards compatibility, they don't necessarily need to make these. But what do you think is the reasoning here, and do you think it's a good idea to do this now?
I mean, obviously they think it is. I'm not a person that's into business like that, but I will say that it did shock me for the X. Not so much about the Sade edition, but I mean, it's just like what Prayer was saying. It's like, look, man, if they're not selling properly, if they're not generating the money that they're looking for, then obviously it's time to go. But the one thing that trips me out is that people was assuming, oh, look at this. I mean, 3 years ago you got this console and now it's dead.
It's not dead, though.
It's still going to be playable. I mean, and you can still buy one right now and still have the better experience on playing games than any other console that's out right now. People are really saying that,
dude?
Oh, yeah. They were saying that all day yesterday.
Dude, but if you already picked it up and you're not cashing in on next gen, like, you're still gonna have games for, like, in between the first year to 2 years. Like, I don't understand how they're like, it's dead now.
Right, and I don't really understand it as well. And then on top of that, you can still play. It's still more powerful than the regular S, so you're still good. And if you're deciding that you don't want to get a console for another 2-3 years or whatever, the X is gonna sustain you until you find out that the Series X is going to be affordable for you to get. So, or the games that they are looking for what the Series X is going to give will be available. It's either or, but. It really isn't that big of a deal, but it is also making the point that the Lockhart is a real console, and it's definitely coming, and that's the reason why they're pushing out everything else, because maybe it's the one thing about confusion, because if you have all of these SKUs out there, people are going to be like, what the hell is this? We got the S, the Sade, the Lockhart, which whatever that's going to be, and then the rumors are saying that the Lockhart's going to look more like the S instead of the little square little box that everybody that was like Colt and all them was making. It's going to look more like because I think Brad Sams was the one that said it's going to look more like a traditional console. So if it's going to be white or whatever, then it's definitely going to confuse a whole bunch of people on the sense of you got 3 consoles that all look the same. It's just that they're named different. So scratch that out. Just keep one.
Maybe it's because the Lockhart is a 1X meets the Sade.
Right. I mean, that's another thing too, that it could be because everybody's rumoring that it's going to be an all digital console, but it's probably going to be it's going to be more powerful than the Xbox One X. So it's going to be that hybrid. So you're going to have those 3 SKUs still. You're going to have the entry edition, then you're going to have the medium tier, and then you'll have the premium tier console. So people will have their choice of whatever, which I think is smart. And on top of that, it's all going to come down to the pricing at the end of the day. I mean, you can have 20 damn SKUs if you want to, but if the price isn't right, consumers are just not going to, they're just going to wait, or they're going to go to whatever the next best thing available. So if the Series X, if they really seriously undercut PlayStation, because I know that they got the options with the S and with the Lockhart, but if they really undercut PlayStation 5 by saying that this console is going to be $400 or $450, then they already won. They already won the battle. They're already going to win the mind share because people aren't loyal like that. There's hardcore that's loyal, but the consumers base themselves, they're just not loyal. I mean, so many of the Xbox fans realized that during the 360 switching over to the to this gen. There were so many of their friends like, damn, they got a PlayStation 4. Well, I guess I should get a PlayStation cheaper. So that's what it's all going to come down to overall.
I don't know if that's the case because of the fact that you got to realize, like, if Call of Duty has marketing rights with PlayStation 5, the majority of casual gamers play Call of Duty, so they're gonna go towards that console. I just think that
not if that price is right, because both of them got it. All Xbox.
I mean, granted.
Yeah, the price is the most important. If they can talk about marketing and everything else, they can market Fortnite, they can market Call of Duty, and they think that Horizon 2 is coming out at launch with Spider-Man, and when if that price is $100 more than what Xbox is giving, that shit's out the window, Jack. Especially especially with the pandemic going on, people's financials is crazy. It was the same thing that happened. We just got out of a recession, if people don't remember, at that time, and people's money was funny. My money was funny. I was even thinking about getting the PlayStation 4 first, because if it wasn't for Killer Instinct, I would have got a PlayStation first because of that $100 price tag. But Killer Instinct and the Switch feature with the picture-in-picture. That's what sold me on the Xbox One. Other than that, I would have got an Xbox a little bit later because that $500 price tag was serious. So that's why they're holding off so long about the pricing, because they're really trying to see the temperature in the room of where people are at, not only financially, what the markets are going to look like, and on top of that, they know how important that is because Xbox got their ass kicked because of that $100 price tag. So it doesn't really matter about how many SKUs that they have or how many they taken away. It's all the money issue is going to be the main factor overall.
Nice. Yeah, like, you know, I love where we're going here. I've heard so many segues going into the next topic. I think we have to get Dread's thought on this first before we move on. Okay, so Dread, when it comes to them stopping the production on the X and the all digital, what is your interpretation of that? What do you think that means? Do you think it's just a normal thing? Do you? I like what K Mega said with kind of bringing down the options to kind of like not confuse the consumer moving forward. With having like 5 Xboxes out there in the wild that are still on the shelves. What do you think the reasoning is, and do you think it's a good move here, man?
Oh,
interesting.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a
what
mouthful right there.
Because
Dread, muted?
He might be.
Dread, you might be muted.
Never mind. I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I was so invested in what you guys were talking about, thinking I was going to get left out, going on to the next one. I'm like, how am I going to crispy bomb this? Crispy here. Yeah. You know, like, what's going on? And in the meantime, I did it to myself instead.
Well, speaking of crispy, I do want to throw something out there. I think Dark Optimus, he misses crispy because with Crispy not being on the show, I didn't think we were going to hear, well, Microsoft is a software company, all right? Because that is a Crispy thing right there. I don't know if you realize that. He gets that in just about every show, but Dark actually got that in.
I did it because he's here. He's not here, you know.
See,
that's
he
why
misses
I did
him. Yeah, that's his bro right there, man. But
that's the little devil on my shoulder.
All right, so
they are a software company, but guess what? They're no longer a software company. They do hardware. Panos does hardware. He's doing all this stuff with the Surface Pro and all that. He's also doing stuff with the next Xbox.
That dude's a smart man too. That dude's a smart man, yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't see in the background, but everybody keeps forgetting stuff. And here's the other thing. Are you going to keep producing stuff, let's say a console, when you got another console coming out and you're going to go worldwide? And what did you screw up last gen? You didn't go worldwide same day. Okay? You did it in phases. Now, when you do that and you say, I want to be able to present all these consoles worldwide. You need that bandwidth of distributors and the manufacturers on the same page, right? So you need to have all those assembly lines cleaned out. So why not? I mean, this isn't the PS2 era or the back then when you were still supporting PlayStation 2 with a PlayStation 3 console. I mean, the PlayStation 2 console was alive for what, 10 years?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
about 10 years, man.
10, maybe 13 years at the most. Was being supported. It was manufactured for 10 years. Okay, so when you're looking at it, they were still manufacturing PS2s in the PS3 era. So we're not doing that anymore. You know, they want everybody to move on, right? Even Sony's doing the same thing. We're going to cut this out. You know, they're going to support it for a little bit longer, but you know, they need to make sure that their fan base is happy too. You know, but they want everybody jumping over right away. So how do you do that? You get those manufacturing lines emptied out and started on the new stuff. So what's the cheaper console that you already have? You know, you got the S, right? So that makes sense because that'll be your lowest budget console that you will be able to push out, right? So that has nothing to do because it when it comes to the manufacturing line, now you can actually concentrate on those other two. You know, at the same time, because those are cheaper, you probably have a bigger bulk order. So there's probably still a back order that they still have to meet on building those because they've already paid it out. Okay. So when those orders are paid out, then they'll probably go ahead and switch over those also to a Lockhart and the Anaconda. Okay. So you're talking about a Series X and a Series S. We know that that's coming out. They haven't announced it. It hasn't been officially announced.
We know it's coming out.
But we know it's there. We have enough people that we all talk to that get enough inside information. We know it's fact. Okay, we just know it's fact. We have no proof, basically. Okay, but with as the console as advanced as it is, it's still equally as powerful with less as an X, okay, as a 1X. So why do you have those two competing for the same space? You know, so you don't need that. That's why you get rid of that. You don't need another batch order. They probably didn't even have it, and they're just saying, look, we're not making many more of these. So whatever's out there is out there. Guess what? Everybody's buying shit now, right? They're all going after it. They're all trying to buy it. I'm going to buy an X now. And then you got the other ones going, I ain't buying it. I'll just wait. Why should I buy it now? You know? So now you got the 3 SKU method, right? Like we were talking about. But here's the thing. Once that bulk order is done, they're not going to go back and keep making that S. They're going to turn those assembly lines to series consoles. Okay? So by 2021, the 1X, the 1S will also be discontinued. Okay, so we'll be back to the 2 console method.
Yeah, it makes
sense.
sense.
That's it. You know, everybody's making a big deal out of it. It's not really a big deal. It's just marketing. Is what they're pushing. In reality, we know what's going on in the background because when my company orders us vans, it's a bulk order. We don't know what we're going to get until we get it. But guess what? Until we're done with those orders that they have and we go through those vans, we don't get the next set of vans because we got a bulk order of those tiny little transit vans, right? The things that you can't fit anything in. And you're driving with your knees back behind your ears where you're teabagging yourself down the road. Okay. And you're talking about somebody that drove in a full size van, right? I had to go through 2 iterations of those vans before they were able to complete that order that they screwed up on, thinking, oh, well, we'll be cheaper. We'll be more economic, right? Same thing here. They've already put those orders in. Once those orders are done, they'll move on to the next one. Guess what? I got a full-size Transit 150, and it's extended. Okay, so I have twice the size, of an actual van, but it's like when you compare it to that Transit, that little teabagger, it was like 3 times the size of it. Okay, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
You have to fulfill those orders. People are forgetting that there are orders there that they have to finish fulfilling and selling. They got to push that out. They've already paid for it.
see too many people. What it is, too many people when it comes to the console gaming industry, they always try to compare one company against the other. And since Sony is still making their PS4s and PS4 Pros, they're like, well, why is Xbox stopping this and that? And these companies, as you can see from their presentations and stuff, they're leaning in different directions on where they think the future of gaming is. So they are going to make decisions that are different, that normally like you would say they would do around the same time, but they're going in different directions here. So
Go ahead. I'm sorry, but I just love how they say, well, this is the standard. This is the standard. This isn't the standard anymore. Like you said, they're changing their directions. They're changing their narratives on what they want and how they want to do it. Because guess what? PlayStation 2 was supporting PlayStation. Okay? PlayStation 3 was supporting PlayStation 2 from launch. Okay? Those were there. I mean, yes, they were hardware supported. It was a little bit different. But the same thing, they were doing that. Xbox, did they do it? No, they did it after the fact. Okay. Now it seems like to be a reverse process, and everybody's like, well, this is the standard. This is how it always was. No, not really, because they changed it. They're the ones that changed how it always was. Now they're changing again. So there is not always was. Change is always inevitable amongst all these companies.
Standard is always a standard until it gets changed, and then it becomes a new standard.
But this is the new status quo.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
that's the thing. When you're saying this was standard from way back when, yeah, it was standard when it came to cartridges. Were we buying digital games back then? No. But that was standard. Were you trading in your
back to cartridges, guys?
Well, were you trading in your Nintendo for a Super Nintendo? No, you and you bought a Nintendo and you bought a Super Nintendo, or you bought a Genesis.
Yeah, my Nintendo went away when I got my Super Nintendo. But Dredd, it's been really cool hearing you on that. We got to get to our last topic though. I have a feeling this is gonna be the one here. We are hitting our main event, our main topic. So if you haven't done it yet, definitely share out the show. Let people know that we are going in on our main point. And yes, it does reference Crossfire last night, because earlier this week Microsoft took away the 12-month option for the Xbox Live Gold subscription. So you were no longer able to buy a year of Xbox Live Gold. Now that led people to really ask what the hell is going on here, because when you get the year option, you get a deal. It's less money than if you paid like month by month or every 3 months. So by taking away that option and only having 3 months or 1 month, people thought that Xbox might be kind of trying to increase the price of Xbox Live Gold without actually increasing the price, just taking out the best kind of like discount for your investment. Now, it seems that they're going a different direction. Now, a lot of people have complained about Xbox when it comes to free-to-play games, saying that they lock free-to-play games behind a paywall with the Xbox Live Gold subscription. People on this panel being, a few of those people out there that said that this is not fair. If other companies are allowing people to play free-to-play games on their systems without having a subscription, then Xbox should be doing the same thing. Now, go into last night, and shout out to Jeff Grubb again, industry insider. He has people in the industry. He talks to these companies, stuff like that, who basically came out and said, without absolutely saying that somebody heard, like somebody said this to him. He's like, yeah, no, I heard this or whatnot. I feel really, I don't know how much I'm going to put him on here, but huge credit to him. He was talking about Xbox is literally going to eliminate the subscription for Xbox Live Gold. And within that, if you do have Xbox Live Gold, when they announce this, when this takes effect, your gold will automatically get switched to Game Pass Ultimate, meaning that if you are a gamer and you play the free-to-play games, you're not invested in Game Pass or anything, you will still be able to play online any multiplayer options for games that you have. Of course, the free-to-play, the Fortnite, stuff like that. But basically eliminating the Xbox Live Gold paywall. And I am really, really excited for this. I am one of the people that feels that if this is a true thing and this gets announced, this is a huge announcement for Xbox. And the Red Dragon made a video about that podcast last night. I definitely go check that out when you do have the time. It's a really good video. And this if this happens, this is going to be huge. And I looked into the comments, and there were people saying, well, if they do that, if they announce that, we are getting Series X day one. Something I have never seen on a Red Dragon video in terms of the comments. I'm trying to think of who I'm going to go to first on this one. Let's go to Dark first on this. Dude, they took away the 12-month option for Xbox Live Gold. At first, people were really confused, saying that Xbox was trying to jack up the price. Now, it's coming out, and it hasn't been officially announced by Xbox yet, but we have an insider basically saying that this is what he's hearing as well. What do you think are the chances of Xbox dropping the Xbox Live Gold subscription moving forward when they release the next generation Xbox game consoles, man?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, they don't charge you to play games on PC, do they? You know, play multiplayer games on PC, do they? No, they don't. So why not? Why not do it? I mean, yeah, granted, I mean, a lot of people are going to say, oh, they're going to be losing money, they're going to be losing this, but you know what? They're probably, if anything, they have Game Pass. They have other subscriptions out there that are going to counteract this, you know, Xbox Live Gold. I mean, they could also keep parts of Xbox Live Gold, but kind of put it maybe towards Game Pass in a way, like I guess like monthly free games that you get to kind of own, I guess, kind of thing. That type of thing, like, you know how they do with Gold, but you don't really own them. But this time, like, if you pay for Game Pass at a certain amount of money or whatever a month, you get to own some of those games.
Dark, real quick, just hold that thought for a second. Yo, shout out to Joseph Saga. He says, so basically Xbox is okay with microtransactions on Halo Infinite. First off, we are less than a week away from seeing the gameplay and getting more information on Halo Infinite, but you are completely jumping the gun when you're talking about microtransactions in Halo Infinite. And to further that point, if it's just aesthetics, I really have no problem with it. I was really, really cool with the Rec Pack option in Halo 5 as well. I thought that was a really good option. I collected every single thing in that game without spending a dime. But if one of my friends was like, yo, I'm picking up a couple Rec Packs, dude, I was like, yo, let me know what you got. Like, it does not bother me, yo.
Yeah, that's the thing. The microtransactions aren't there for everybody. They're just there for people who just can't get into the game like you or I can, but you know, like those microtransactions, you don't have to buy them. No one's telling you, hey, you need to buy this in order to play this game. Yeah, some of them are play to win. I will admit that there are some that's play to win, and that's pretty shady practice. But for the most part, most microtransactions are like cosmetics, things like that, things to make your character look cool, or extra, you know, gold for your character, so you can go out and buy certain shit or whatever.
Dude, I play Destiny 2 and I spend silver in the Eververse store. So don't even, like, I have a blast with that, and I use microtransactions.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like it just depends on the game too, you know, for you or me, you know, like I don't buy microtransactions. I don't get into that because I feel like I'm already, I already buy the game. I'm probably only gonna play it for so long, and then once I'm done with it, I'm done. I'm moving on to the next game. That's just that's how I play my games.
Mhm.
But I think getting back on topic with the Xbox Live Gold and them getting rid of it with Microsoft, I think it's a good thing. I think it's finally time to kind of bring down that paywall
Well,
that
dude,
was
real quick,
making you pay to play multiplayer games. I don't know why they made you pay to play multiplayer games, but
well,
it
that started
kind of
and
shitty.
it started and there was revenue there, and
Right.
according to Jeff last night, and I'm gonna quote a couple things that he said, so and bring it to you and see what you think. But there was no kind of like service to replace Gold. Now there is with Ultimate Game Pass, and the thing is that these companies, Sony, and Microsoft, these corporations, they make money off microtransactions, a lot of it from third party. So when you're looking at like Fortnite and people buying skins and stuff like that, these corporations get a piece of that microtransaction. It's one of the reasons why Sony, a year or two back, they didn't want crossplay because they're like, yo, we're getting money off those microtransactions, or cross save, because they didn't want people getting getting these microtransactions on Xbox and then bringing that item over to PlayStation in the game that they're playing. All right, they're losing money
Right.
that way. So with them making the bulk of their money through these third-party microtransactions, it's opened them up to be able to rip down that paywall completely. And with what Xbox is talking about, play your games wherever you want, when it comes to xCloud, of course, which is going to be through Game Pass, but you're going to have people playing games on different devices. Why have the original core audience, the console gamer, still paying for Gold when other people on other devices aren't?
Right, exactly. Like, and that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of things that I don't like that Xbox is doing, but I think this right here would be so beneficial to them, in terms of getting the console gamer, the casual gamers back to Xbox. Because casuals went towards PlayStation this gen.
Yeah.
Face it, that's what they did. They went towards PlayStation. That's where they got their games. And if Xbox shows something on the 23rd that a casual's gonna want to play, guaranteed those casuals are gonna go towards the Xbox. But a lot of times they don't watch those kinds of things, so it's really going to be about word of mouth from their friends or from whoever is a gamer. It's also going to be about I hate to say it, but people at GameStop and stuff like that, like that are gonna either sway people into buying a PlayStation 5, or they're gonna sway people into buying an Xbox. It's just and plus the internet too. I mean, the internet's so prevalent now that it's like those people can just look that stuff up. But you'd be surprised at how many people I've dealt with that just don't look stuff up on the internet. I don't know why they don't do that, but they just don't.
Dude, I do that to
So-
O-Snaps all the time. She'll ask me a question. I'll be like, if only they created a device that could fit into your hand, that
Yeah.
literally you can type in something and
Yeah.
get the answer for it would be amazing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Dude, just real quick before we move on, I got to ask you though, if they do announce this, first off, Aaron Greenberg came out and said that the 23rd is not about business, it's not about anything else, hardware, it's about games. All right. So, how big of an announcement would this be? And if they do announce this, when do you think they would?
I think they announced it during an Inside Xbox, somewhere around there. It's probably when they would announce it. I think it would be something that would just be right before the new consoles hit the market. They'll just be like, "Hey, guess what? We got our new console coming out in the month, but you know what else we got? We're gonna give you multiplayer games that you can play for free without without the gold subscription, without the
Dude,
paywall.
Dude,
So
put that together with the possibility that Halo's multiplayer is separated from the game and is actually a free-to-play when Halo Infinite drops. Like, that would
I
make...
could actually see that, to be honest, because that would mean that they kind of focused more on the single player, right? That'll be on the disc or when you buy it,
Mhm.
and then the multiplayer will be free to play to everyone, you know. So you'll kind of have, you won't have to download two things, but I think it'll just be included when you buy the entire game, you know. So
Mhm.
the people who just want to play the multiplayer, all they have to do is just kind of like how Call of Duty did it with Warzone, you know, like you don't have to buy Call of Duty to play Warzone. You just go on to the store and you get Warzone. And if you want to buy the game, you can later, you know,
Yeah.
and it's included with the Warzone um, download. It's actually there, like it's included with that. It's just not. It's just not.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy for me to
It's not allowing
download.
you to play the single player.
It
or
was
the
easy for
multiplayer.
me to download Warzone. They kept it kind of like separate from the game. I did see kind of like the perks that you get if you
Mhm.
had the game and all that good stuff, but they did make it really easy. Shout
No,
out to...
I was saying what I was saying was is that it's within the download. So like Warzone, when you download it, the whole game's within that, but it's
Oh, yeah.
locked behind
That's why it's
the
such a big download.
yeah. That's why it's such a big download.
Okay, I got you, brother. I got you. I did want to shout out to dude in the chat. Yo, dude. He said, so basically you don't have to pay a dime, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're saying. And if this does go down, if you do have Xbox Live Gold when they switch it over, the thought process here is that you will get Game Pass Ultimate for the amount of time that you paid for your Xbox Live Gold subscription. So if you don't have Game Pass Ultimate and you have Gold, they'll switch it right over to Game Pass Ultimate, and you'll have all those games available for you to download and play. I think this is absolutely huge. I feel like they announced this the right way. It is a mic drop moment. It is something that gamers out there, both PlayStation fans and Xbox fans, have been asking the Xbox division to do for a long time. And it was with mainly free-to-play games. But if they feel like they have that service where they can completely drop that paywall and still, you know, be a profitable division of a corporation, yo, I am completely down for this. I'm gonna go to K Mega on this one. Now, K Mega, I believe you guys talked about this on GRG as well last night, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure if you referenced what happened on Crossfire, you know, a little time before that. But with hearing an insider say this, what do you think the chances are? And then with that, you know, what would it mean for them to announce this, and when would they do it, man?
Well, I mean, for the guy to announce it, it almost kind of confirms what I said last night as well, was basically something is big moving, because the guy that once that's been in Microsoft for 15 years, that was over Xbox Live, is now leaving.
Matt McCulloch.
Yes.
Yes.
He's out of there. So there, that right there tells you that there's some kind of movement. I mean, and you know, of course, and I argued down by 100 was saying, well, maybe he just wanted to change. No, if you're in a top position, and you know, I mean, yeah, some people want change, but he's been there for almost 20 years. It's, you know what, he seemed like he was fine with where he was. It just seems like to me that with that rumor that now it's all of it coming up, and then you see Xbox making all these moves with everything else here within the last year or so, it seems like they're doing a complete overhaul of how everybody is think. It's just like what Poole has said, is basically the norms of what people have been thinking about with gaming is completely turned over. With something that we and you have said for years now, that this is that stepping into this generation, this next generation is going to be probably the most drastic because we have not seen anything like this. And so to a lot of people, it's kind of...
It's going to be the generation of crossroads. It's something we have said.
Right.
Dude, Mega, I think we should... I was going to say it earlier. We should make a show, just me and you, and just call it I Told You So.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, we've been saying this. I mean, I that's why I started that Barney Rubble logic stuff. Like, I mean, stop thinking so much about what gaming was and think about where gaming is going.
Yes.
And I also make this point, too, is that if they do that, and for me, I've always been a person that's been for gold because I look at the situations that's happened with me, with PlayStation with having it being free and all those situations that's happened where you got hackers and Lizard Squad, all that crazy stuff, and it's happened to Xbox, but not as to the extent as what has happened to PlayStation. So that's the only fear of that. But if they're recouping enough money to offset Live, then obviously they wouldn't make this drastic move unless they felt that it was the right decision to make overall.
According to Jeff Grubb, all Xbox would need is for 1 out of every 3 subscribers to Gold to invest in Ultimate Game Pass, and they're profitable right there. That's 33%. He said that's around the same average at where Netflix, when they offer the free service before you got to pay, if you're a first time and you're trying it out, Netflix has about a 33% attach rate after the free trial. So if they can do it at 33%, which, it's not a hard thing to do, then they instantly have revenue.
Well, I think that also, I mean, like it would dip a little bit once Gold would go away, because there would be a lot of people that are just like, oh man, I'll just game on whatever. But there'll also be people that will finally get a chance to invest in the Game Pass for the very first time, and then they'll see the benefits, and so they could probably double, because let's not forget that Game Pass is on PC as well. So they probably can already be recouping that money right now for them to make those stands. So
somebody said they tricked the PC gamers into paying for Xbox Gold because they have, Gold is rolled into Ultimate now.
Right.
And like they tricked PC gamers into paying for Gold by offering Ultimate Game Pass, which I thought was genius.
Got him. I mean, that's
But wait
true.
a second, you can pay $5 for Game Pass on PC. You don't have to have Ultimate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're getting rid of that too, though?
They didn't say.
So I'm pretty sure they are.
Ah.
But regardless, and I think that the whole point of where it makes because I've always kept the stance of like, look, man, I don't mind paying for security. I mean, because we do that on our PCs, and a lot of people don't. That's when you can tell that there's not a lot of people that play PC that talk that crazy shit. Is because you go ahead and you can play these certain games if you want to, jump in there, whatever. You piss somebody off trying to do the same stuff that you do on consoles, trying to talk dirty to them and stuff, they're going to hack your ass.
He said talk dirty.
That's filthy shit to them, and then they're going to hack your ass, and you're in trouble. So you got to pay for security on PC, just like you do with Xbox Live Gold. But if they take it off, this will definitely, and I'm saying this right now, mark it down, this is going to make Sony make moves, big moves, because now all of that energy that everybody's been putting behind Xbox, behind Gold because of the free to play, now you can flip that shit right back to Sony and saying, look, you got players that can't play online games at all if they buy a game, because they're under a paywall now with the PSN. Yeah. So what Sony's going to do? Xbox has already made Sony drop the price of PSN to where it was like $60. They never dropped the price. Now you can find it, and it's more affordable than it's ever been. So that's why I bought me a year subscription of PSN for the very first time since I've owned a PlayStation 4.
And Xbox caused Sony to change their PlayStation Plus to the point where you can download games as well.
Yes, and so then Sony right there would have no choice
I
But
don't
to
think
go
they're
back,
ready for that, bro.
they're not. So this right, if this doesn't prove to a lot of gamers out here that Xbox is not bullshitting, if they do this, this right there is showing that they are all in on trying to not only get that mind share, but to also to hit Sony back hard. Phil can go out there and have that smile on his face and says, "Look, it's all about this and that." But Phil ain't forgot about how they got dusted this generation, and he's coming for the throat. So if that happens, it will be crazy. You'll have so many people that will change their whole attitude.
Dude, I saw it in the Red Dragon video in the comments. So many people are like, "Yo, if this turns out to be true, I'm getting a Series X day one." Like, and I'm like, "Holy crap!"
My last point: most powerful. You're gonna have, you know what I'm saying, seeing the stuff with the with that new VC, that virtual architecture or whatever, where
Velocity,
velocity or whatever, and then you got machine learning. Then we're gonna see you got Halo coming, you got Game Pass, and the fact that you might have a console that has the potential to be cheaper, and you're gonna take rid of the paywall. Bruh, that's the winning ticket right there. For anybody that would hate on that would be, because that is totally gamer service right there.
When do you think that they would announce this? Because like I said, Aaron Greenberg, he stated that this show coming up this coming week is strictly about games. And you know what? I agree with him on that. It would be cool to have that in that show somewhere. But I'll let you know. I'm thinking when they reveal Lockhart. You know,
I think that when they're gonna wait for Sony's little big push, because they said that Sony has some more stuff that's waiting.
Oh no!
Which is another fantastic marketing thing, is where they would just show the games, let everybody be hyped about what they seen, and then you have the haters still saying whatever they say, like Dark said, and then we get to the point where Sony drops their bomb or bombs, and then that's when Xbox is going to say, "Look, no more pay." If they say that, where they say no more paywall,
that's the mother bomb right there.
And then they drop the Lockhart, and then that damn thing is going to be anywhere priced from what we've heard from rumors. And if they drop whatever hot game that they're going to have coming, maybe by 2022, or games that they'll be dropping in 2022, and also maybe show some games that's just going to be coming to Game Pass. All that bundled up into one ball to throw back at Sony, saying, "Yeah, you get." That's gonna be crazy.
Yo, hold on. What they say to Sony? Oh damn, man. Dude, this is I am incredibly excited with what's going on right now. I was before. Like, you see all the new games, and we're gonna see kind of like Xbox's first party. We saw what PlayStation 5 had for their show, even if they're holding a couple games back. I'm really excited for this next generation. And if the creator of the gold subscription finally feels it's time to drop that paywall and to let everybody play in multiplayer, regardless if they're paying that subscription fee or not, this is absolutely awesome. In my opinion, man, this is one of those announcements that I'm like, when it comes down to it, like K-Mega, like we said, like Sony, they're not ready to match anything like that, man. They need their subscriptions and that piece of the microtransaction pie as well, because as a corporation, the other divisions within Sony aren't really helping them at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? They rely on PlayStation, and they rely on every bit of that revenue. So oh man, this is insane. We gotta go to Predator though. We are talking business. We gotta go to Predator. Predator, what do you think about this whole Xbox Live Gold thing? You heard what I said. Industry Insider last night, basically, he did absolutely everything but absolutely confirm it. He was like, yeah, that's what I heard. Like, I heard in his voice, like he was trying to figure out exactly what he could say, but it came out last night, man. And dude, what do you think if this is true? What do you think the benefits will be? And like, when do you think that they would announce this if it is true?
Oh man, I don't know. This is like E3 time typically, and it's like with all the rumors swirling around here, it's kind of hard to kind of decipher what to believe and what not to believe. So like, I don't want to get my hopes up for it, but I've already paid for all this shit. So like, it doesn't really affect me. But I know going forward, if this is a true statement, a lot of people may be more inclined, because that was like a big issue for some people. The paywall thing. I thought it was kind of stupid. I mean, like, I look at it like this. How many free-to-play games are there out there right now? Like, on the Xbox, if you count. Like, less than, like, popular ones, like, right? Like, less than 10, maybe?
Yeah, I would say less than 10.
Probably less than 5. Like, you know, like, that are really popular.
But they're really big communities, though.
Yeah, but they're growing. And that's the thing. They're growing. Like, you got Fortnite, you got the Call of Duty, and I can't even think of another one that most people play. But I'll say this. Let's just say there's 5, right? You didn't buy a console just to play 5 games, like free-to-play games. You didn't buy a console. The majority of the people out there, they're playing Madden online, they're playing Destiny online, they're playing all these other games on. They're playing Call of Duty online. Like, that's just the game mode, right, that you can get for free.
Yeah.
So like, they're playing multiple games online, so they were already buying into online. So like that the free to play thing was never an issue with me, and it shouldn't have been an issue for most of us, because everybody here on this panel pays for online, whether you're on PlayStation.
we won't have to.
You're gonna have to pay for Ultimate, right?
You're not gonna have to. If you don't want Ultimate, you won't have to pay for it, and you would still.
So how does that work for games like, let's say, Destiny? That's not behind a paywall. So to play online with Destiny,
you would just play regular. You would just go in and play. That's it. No paywall.
But so you're saying every online game is going to be free?
Yes. Well, you buy the games, right? If you are not a Game Pass person, if Game Pass is not for you, you will not have to subscribe to Game Pass in order to play online. What is being said here, what is being kind of like hinted towards, is the fact that if 1 in 3 people pick up Ultimate Game Pass that were Xbox Live Gold subscribers, that Xbox is getting revenue in, and they want to increase how many people are playing on their platform, on the Xbox platform. So they want people coming in and playing, and if that paywall is an issue, they're just taking that out completely. All right, because they feel like they have a service that can cover them doing that.
Okay. I'm being stupid right now. So you're saying that if I can just play, Hyperlight said it, he caught me before I said it. If you can just fire up your Xbox and just play online, and not have to pay for what was actually online, Xbox Live, you can actually just buy Destiny
and play
online with your friends.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
That would be fucking awesome, because that's like, I don't have to spend that $50 a month. Now, if I want Ultimate and I want to play on my PC,
then it's $15 a month.
Yeah, and you can get Game Pass, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, $120 a month. I mean, oh shit.
Oh wow, $120 a month, man.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
That goddamn Oklahoma math.
120 a year, but I just got attacked. I just got attacked by some damn boars. This is my first time seeing boars on here.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I asked that question, because I don't think a lot of people understood that. I think they thought that, you know, it was just going to be the paywall that was going away, and that's not necessarily the case. Like, oh, I can just play games like, you know, and I bring that up because someone said that to me recently. They thought that if this whole thing went away, that you would still have to pay for online. You would still have to pay for like Game Pass Ultimate to play games like Destiny online, and that's not the case. That paywall that we had with, I guess, like, just to play online games, period, is completely gone. It's going to be just like PC.
Yes.
And if that's the case, that is amazing, and I think that's a great step. And
dude, now you can see why they are so confident over there at Xbox. Like, you know, when it comes to the games, you know, but they're thinking mindshare at this point in time, and what better way to get a massive chunk of mindshare than to drop that gold paywall completely because you have Ultimate Game Pass there that will bring a monthly stream of revenue in.
Dude, you know who they're going after? You know who they're going after with this? The PC crowd.
Oh yeah.
You know why? Because like the Series X is about what, a 2080 Ti with ray tracing, HDR. You get a keyboard. You can use a keyboard and mouse on it. It's basically a PC locked inside of a gaming console.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like if you're in, if you can get on Microsoft Office and Word and all the other shit and use that shit too, and have fucking Windows installed in it as well, that's the only thing you're missing. Like that's it. And it's just a gaming PC that is just as powerful as some of the shit that people have. Like the X is actually more powerful than what I'm running right now. We're fixing that, but like it's more powerful than what I got right now sitting on I'm running a 980 Ti, and I'm having no issues whatsoever with it. But I do want to upgrade because my console,
I'm rocking a 1060, and I feel like I need an upgrade. And I don't even play games on my PC, man.
My consoles will be more powerful than my PC that I spent shitload of money on. Yeah, it really will be. And so like I think they're going after that crowd. Now when they announce this, and this is just me thinking outside the box, I would think if I was Microsoft, and I think Dark said this earlier, maybe Dreadpool said it. You correct me if I'm wrong here, but they want to get this out early. They should get this console out early, and they should announce these things like the price early, to get ahead of it and to surprise Sony, because I don't think Sony's ready to launch in August. I don't think they'd be ready to launch in September. So if they get out one of those 2 months and get a console out there to purchase, and it's more powerful than them and it's cheaper than them, boom. And they have this shit that we're talking about right now with this topic, boom. That's like they've won mind share with that. Like it just depends on the games at this point, right?
I just don't know about getting it out early. Games have to be ready for it, though. You know
and
what I'm
the
saying?
thing is, we won't know that. I mean, like if look at it this way, we got games. We can still play our old games.
Yeah, I know, but that brings
now.
Brings the mindset back to the Xbox One. Then though, like the One X at launch and stuff like that. They're releasing a system where the games, it brings it back. Even if they completely hit a grand slam home run on the 23rd, that mindset, you know how like people in mass numbers can be. It'll go.
Well, and that's
right
why
back.
they have to sell it, right? Like if the 23rd isn't amazing, they need to immediately follow that up with a tech demo of a game like Gears from last gen, running on the Series X, or maybe something they've upgraded that came out on the Xbox, the original, the OG Xbox One, running on the Series X, and show you the difference between that power and this new power on the new console. They have to come out and show that, though. They can't just talk about it.
I hear you, brother.
That will win a lot of people over. So we'll see what happens on the 23rd. I'm sure we'll have a nice little podcast for you guys next week about all that. But, I mean, I think the whole getting rid of paying for online, if you get that, and that's like, and you start thinking about the money, like, man, how much money they're losing on this. But, like, I really think they're confident in what they're putting forward if they decide to do that. But I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, it's happening. I know I didn't see the whole podcast or whatever was going on with the guy that was on last week or only this week, but I don't know if that's true or not. And I'm really skeptical.
I felt so bad for Mooch. Yo, shout out to my brother Mooch, man. He just could not digest this. He was like, yo, Microsoft would drop that. Like at one time he was like 2 billion. Then he was like 4 billion. Then he was like 6 billion. Like he could just not fathom
throwing the money out there, right? He's throwing these numbers out there. Well, I mean, look at it like this, right? Like we joke about this before, and I was like, it was like maybe like last year when this shit started happening. We're like, the best way to get somebody hooked on something is to give it to you on the super cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give you that crack. Like, here's a free sample, right? Next thing you know, you're hooked on this shit, and you keep coming back for more. So when Microsoft did this whole Ultimate thing, and they're selling it for $1, that was a crack. They got everybody hooked on this shit, and now everybody's like, well, fuck? Now they dropped the fucking paywall, dropped the online thing, and everybody's like, well, shit, man, they're being serious about this shit. I need to go in there and get that $14.99 a month crack. And they got us. They got a lot of people with that.
With Mooch and Crap, because they forever say how they took advantage of that deal. They bolstered up their Xbox Live Gold, and then they got Ultimate Game Pass for $1, and they have it until 2022. I was joking with Mooch. I'm like, you're just pissed off that $1 investment doesn't mean shit anymore, and you're just gonna have Game Pass Ultimate until 2022. You don't even have that. Oh, I got Xbox Live Gold.
If you think about it, it wasn't $1 investment. You actually had to buy Xbox Live first for 3 years.
He got screwed
to transfer it over for $1. So it wasn't like
it's starting to make sense, man.
Yeah, they got everybody. Like they suckered everybody into it. Like you start thinking about the money aspect of it. Like the day that happened, the day the Ultimate thing came out, and we saw that you can get it for $1, you can get it for $1. Everybody immediately increased their Game Pass. I keep saying Game Pass.
Their Gold.
Their Xbox Live. They actually everyone out and bought Xbox Live Gold for $55, $65, whatever, $100, whatever, how much they spent on it to get as much as they possibly could to make that transfer for $1. So that $120 you spent, knowing like a year and a half later that they were going to cut this shit out.
Pass.
You spent the $125 on something. I'm throwing a number out there, but you spent 3 years worth of Xbox Live for something they were going to get rid of anyway.
Yeah, but you got Game Pass, so
they get Game Pass out of it, but you could have gotten Game Pass anyway. So like you basically pay for Game Pass for the next 3 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
The $14 that you were going to spend, $15 a month you're going to spend anyway. You spent it.
There's always a payoff.
That's cheaper though.
Yeah, it is cheaper though. But they got you in the ecosystem though.
Real quick.
Got you on that crack.
Real quick before we move on to another panel member, I just want to shout out Lucifer. Lou, I did not forget about you. I got your super chat right here in front of me. It says, if Sony follows Xbox with Gold, media will be all over Sony's junk saying Sony knocks it out of the park. Brother, again, if they do, then we will tackle that when that goes down.
Well, that's the thing. They
but I don't think they
already
can.
They can't lose that revenue.
What, Dark, you disappeared. Are you still there?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still here.
All right. What were you saying?
They don't make you pay for free-to-play games. They don't make you pay for free-to-play games like Fortnite. They make you pay for that. They only make you pay for like Call of Duty and Destiny and things like that.
Hold on, but Dark, but isn't it a big deal to completely have that wall down where it doesn't matter if it's free to play or games that you bought?
Oh no, I know, but I'm saying is that PlayStation already has it for the free to play games. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do for these other games if Microsoft does this.
Yes.
It just depends on what they do. You know, they might not do anything.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, I don't think they are in a position to be able to match Xbox on this, because when it comes to revenue and Dark,
I think they could.
Really? Like, do you think the other divisions within the Sony Corporation is holding their own enough that like they can risk that revenue inside Sony?
They're starting to gain the trust of the consumer again with their new TVs and things like that. So I think they're it's going to be a long process before they actually get to that point. But I think they could do it eventually. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen right away. I'm just saying it could happen. Just don't rule PlayStation out, because it could happen.
Our brother Joseph Saga in the chat, he just cannot wrap his mind around this. He's like, Sony and Microsoft are doing subscriptions for online play. Like it can't happen. Well, dude, if you heard what I heard last night, it was a lot of common sense.
But you got to remember, it's just a rumor. It's not fact yet.
I think this is. I really do think this is
a couple steps closer than just a rumor.
Yeah, I mean, once, because I was looking forward to stuff too. I mean, I didn't listen to Crossfire, but I did listen to. But I did see someone post it in the GRG, and then I went looking, and sure enough, I seen that where the person where that person left. I was like, whoa, like, because always when there's smoke, there's fire. It
Oh
was
yeah.
just no different when we talked about the Lockhart, and then how all that everybody was debating that, and well, why would they do this, and all of the skew, and then everything kind of pieced itself together to now nobody really
Hey
is
Megan,
debating.
nobody gives us credit for that whole Lockhart thing, man. We stayed true. We knew. We're like, yo, it makes sense. It's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, no, it's just overall, it's just the thing to where a lot of people have been asking for it, and it not only just just other gamers themselves, but a lot of important people also has been saying, look, I mean, this time for this paywall to end. Like I said, I never had a problem with it. I'm just on the same fence with Fred. I'm like, look, I just care about the security aspect of it. And I mean, I'm not in however that they're going to do it, I'm still going to pay for it, because I think we've talked about this before. We're all going to pay for some form of live, even if it is available for free. But now they're just substituting with Game Pass, which is just the ultimate just gift for consumers, in my opinion. So yeah, no, Sony can try to combat this, but then again, what it will do is if Sony just all of a sudden just take away everything, they're just copying off the competition because they have no choice. This is going to take a while. This isn't going to be instantaneous where they're just going to be like, no, oh, we'll take ours out too. They've generated so much money. They've been bragging about it. They've reached up to close to 40 million people, to subscribers, and they're trying to grow it. Now, if they just want to just take it away, what will the infrastructure be like after that? I know that they're going to be using Azure, but we don't know if Azure is going to be handling their protection on their infrastructure. So I have no idea what's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see. It's very interesting.
Yo, I gotta say, shout out to Albert G. So he said, so basically, Xbox gamers won't pay for free-to-play games like PS gamers. That's good. Actually, Albert, it's one step above that. Xbox gamers, according to Jeff and kind of like insiders or whatnot, you won't have to pay to play online for anything. NBA, Fortnite, Madden, Destiny. You won't have. There is no paywall. Supposedly, that they are going to announce, there is no paywall to play games online on the Xbox consoles. And I think that is going to be retroactive as well. So when it comes to Xbox One, if you're not jumping on the Series X or whatnot, I still think that, you're not going to have to pay to play online when it comes to this feature, which I think is absolutely tremendous. Yo, hold on 1 second here. Shout out to Erotimus, hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. Did we already talk about blowing controller? No, we did not talk about the blowing controller. But you know what's really funny about that? When Jeff Keighley blew into the DualSense, did he not look like the flute player for Ghost of Tsushima when they first unveiled the gameplay to that game? Yo, it looks like Jeff Keighley with a mustache and goatee. I swear to goodness. But yo, Dredd, what do you think about this whole Xbox Live Gold thing? It started with confusion in the beginning, but again, we have insiders coming out saying that Xbox is committed to basically tearing down that paywall with the Gold subscription. Man, is this good news in your opinion? Do you think they could pull this off? And when do you think they would announce it, man?
Well, first, I'm going to squirrel the conversation and the question. Jeff had a bad cosplay. He was trying to be Link. This is what happened. So now onto the real story. I couldn't help myself.
Yo, that was great.
But here's the thing, right? When the 360 came out, PS3 was free, right? My friends bought a PS4, and I was like, dude, you guys know I'm into this stuff. Why would you buy a PS4? Well, I thought that the online was free. I'm like, but it's not, even though the free-to-play games were, and like Netflix was, right? There were certain things, but he was like, yeah, I found out that I couldn't play the games that I wanted to play because I had to pay for it. So he, going in, and he's like, plus it was $100 cheaper. So it's like all this stuff that misinformation. That we're still dealing with that now with the new consoles. All the stuff that we're getting now, we're still getting little tidbits. So everything we're saying, we're basing it off of what we know and what we've been able to gather from all these different areas. As you guys are saying, it would be great to not have this paywall. Now, on my side, I'm looking at it as a security thing, because what happens when you have all these trolls online threatening people that, oh, you're a POS and I'm going to kill you, right? Microsoft now is or Xbox is going in and they're watching all this stuff. Who's paying for all that? Okay. I know it's in the budget, it's all that, but at the same time, the security is not going to be there like it is. I mean, you're always paying for something. Did you pay for a monitor? Yes. Did you get it for free? Yes. Why did you get it for free? Because of, so you didn't get it for free. It was because of, okay. So we're always paying for something in one way or another. Okay. We're paying it everything in life, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
So everything we do, everything they do, it's paid. We were talking about PC players. Why? Because they have to go through there and make sure that they have all the securities in line. I mean, there was at one point in time that who was that? GameSpy had a security set up that if you're running on their servers and you're playing their games, you had to run that program in the background so that way it would knew that you weren't running illegal mods. You know what I mean? So you weren't hacking and cheating the game, and all of a sudden that became a virus to somebody, because now they were pulling it away, because now you had to play on their servers versus playing on the devs servers. You know what I'm saying? So there's all this stuff going on now. For them to take it away, I see them pulling it away, but I don't see them giving everything for free like everybody's thinking. Maybe they'll open it up for Fortnite to be free, or any of the other free-to-play games to be online for free. But, the other side is maybe this is where the justification of the $70 is versus the $60.
I was going to make that point, but I forgot to use it. You're right, spot on.
Dread hit it. Dread hit it, man.
Yep. I was just thinking that when Pred was talking. Yep.
And if they're going to be policing themselves on look at Call of Duty. If you're suspected of cheating and they think that you have enough people blaming you of cheating, they're going to throw you in a cheaters lobby. So you're going to be cheating with other cheaters. You know what I mean? So if they're going to be,
I am the best cheater.
Like that, exactly. But you don't know that. You don't even know you're cheating with other cheaters. But the problem is, who's curating all this stuff? Right now, Xbox is curating this. Didn't we just have a huge gate of some sort with Xbox, and all the trash talk and all the negativity against women?
I think they're still gonna do that. And I hear what you're saying about, at the end of the day, nothing is free. All right, my friendship is basically free, though. I want to let you know that, Dreadpool. I know you think, you can ask K Mega. K Mega will wholeheartedly agree with me. My friendship absolutely free. But I think that they will
every Saturday.
I think that they will.
You put him to work every Saturday, right?
Dude, he takes off when he wants to. Well, we all know Dark does, but anyway. But I think with them really focusing on active players and really going in that direction, and then with people who have Ultimate Game Pass, they're going to have xCloud rolled in there. That's going to be more people on more devices. I really think that they're going to handle all that background stuff as well, and they're still going to move it forward. I think they're looking to be that number one place for a gamer, the place that lets you play games wherever you want. Again, no paywall to play online games on your console. You want to play on PC, you can play there too. That's no problem. Like I think that they're trying to be that number one spot, and I think that they will take that, having to maintain certain things in the background with Xbox Live in order to be that number one spot.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I know they want to be number one in everything. They want to push the boundaries and go from there. So for them to get rid of it, I see it happening, but not like everybody else is seeing it. This
Yeah.
is, like I said, it's my view. I see it differently. I mean, there is. I put it in the DMs. There's the PC Game Pass. It's only PC, and it's $5, and it's still considered a beta right now.
See, and I
Right?
thought they
And
had
what?
to pay 15. I
No,
really did for
no.
Game Pass.
If you have Ultimate, you get included the PC, and now it's going to be in September, including XCloud or whatever they're going to call it, Game Pass
They might do away with that.
streaming.
And you said it's in beta for the $5?
Yes, you can
That's
get it
so
for
weird.
$1 for right now, and then after that, it's $5.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how
$5
much
a
it
month.
costs because I mean I already have it, and if you already have it, then it's
Right,
free
if you
on
already
PC
have it,
for
it doesn't
yeah.
matter. Yet
Right.
again, that's why I see them getting rid of gold, because right now, I mean, I did the sickness that's going on. They had a shirt that they were donating
Appreciate that, by the way,
for
brother.
that, so I went ahead and bought it,
Mhm.
and I also got a month of Xbox Gold, right?
Okay.
But I've got Ultimate. So guess what? When I put that in, it gets transferred back to Ultimate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a month of Gold, but guess what? That's not a month of Ultimate. It's the difference. So when you see, I know what's going on, but when you have a person that really doesn't know, or a kid, and they got a month, and then they find out that they have 2 weeks or just over 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and they're like, "What happened? I didn't get the full 30 days. I got like 20, maybe 20 days."
Z, we're almost done, Z. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Z. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good, brother.
But that's why I think they're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of it so that way it's an all-in-one.
Mhm.
It's the best bang for your buck. There is no other option, unless, because of PC gamers the way they are, you can do $5 and you can get Game Pass on PC, because Game Pass on PC, not all games are on PC and
Yeah,
on
they're different.
Xbox.
Yeah,
There are
yeah.
certain games you can only play on PC.
Well, yeah, but then there are only certain games that are released on Game Pass on Xbox as well.
Correct.
So, like, when
But
it
as
comes
an
down to
ultimate-
it, I think the library for games on PC's Game Pass is actually less than what's on console
Oh.
right now.
A lot less. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely a lot less. That's why it's considered still beta, even though you're paying, $5 for it, because it works. I have an old PC. Everybody knows I have an 11-year-old PC that I do all this stuff with, and a lot of the games still play. So all this stuff I can download and try it out and play, and it's PC exclusive games. But it's on Game Pass.
That's interesting, man. See, you kind of brought that curveball there with the $5 thing. That's something I didn't know about. Again, I don't game on PC, so
But if
like,
you have Ultimate, you don't care. You already have it.
yeah, no, me and O Snaps, we share Game Pass Ultimate. She's mainly a PC gamer now. Well, she's mainly a Fortnite gamer on PC. Let's be real here. And oh yeah, and she got Surgeon Simulator 2, and we're waiting for that beta to open so we can play that as well. But
And if you only offer one, here you go. Here's the one thing that gets you online. And if you don't have it, I could see the free-to-play games being able to, still be able to have access. But the rest of the stuff, you have XCloud as an advantage, because XCloud is also going to be in Game Pass, or not Game Pass, but Ultimate Game Pass.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So you set one up, and it gives you everything, and that's it. There you go. You're done.
all right, Farscape, yo, thank you for hanging out with us, man. Yo, have fun in Death Stranding. I hope you enjoy that. Dreadpool, very, very awesome, opinions on what's going on here. And again, you brought a different perspective. You brought new information in on there that I didn't know, that I have to kind of digest as well. Let's see, Dark, did you chime in on this, man?
Yeah, he was the first
Yeah.
one.
He was the first one. So we got through this then,
Yeah,
basically.
we got through it.
Yeah, and anything else anybody want to say before we get those plugs in and get the hell out of here?
Next week, I can't remember. Maybe 20 18, 2018 was probably close to the excitement for Xbox because of the, or I should say, 2017, 2018 because of the Series X. I mean, the Xbox One X. But I haven't seen, but even that, I don't think it just doesn't. It's not on the same level as or scale of excitement that people are having for Xbox
Dude,
right now.
especially with this thing kind of like coming out right now. Again,
Yeah.
I've seen gamers that are they either switched over this generation or weren't considering Xbox moving into this next generation. And again, in like the Red Dragon's comments, even in the comment section on or the chat section on Crossfire last night, there were people that are like, "Damn, if this is true, like that's where I'm going next generation." And the hype is building, man. Like they gotta announce this though. They got to announce this because, seeing this community get this hyped up and all this good stuff, seeing how much it makes sense, hearing intelligent people, put it out there and say how they can still make money and how this is actually a possibility. I think they have to come out and they have to do this, man. If they do this, this is going to be something absolutely huge for Xbox gamers, and just gaming in general, bro.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
That is the honest truth.
I got one more thing to add, if it's all right. Roll fast.
Yes, sir. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna catch up to Sir X-Man super chats once you're done, man.
Do the super chat. Go ahead, do the super
All right,
chat.
just real quick, Sir X-Man, you were right, brother. I never doubted you, but I missed 2 super chats. I do have them right here. Shout out to you, bro, for supporting the show and the channel. Absolutely appreciate it, bro. He says, first time for PS4, God of War or Spider-Man? Dude, I played Spider-Man, so I would probably go God of War, to be really honest with you, man. And again, in God of War, you can't jump either. So, but I would probably go in that direction.
But Spider-Man, you can. Oh,
Yeah, and Spider-Man, you can levitate on the side of smokestacks. You don't actually touch them. You're like a foot and a half off of them, just
you make it
crawling in
seem
the air.
like
crawling
all the
in the
games
air.
you play are perfect. And it's
all
not
the
even
games,
the case.
dude. Do you see the game that's out there right now? That Neon Abyss, perfection right there. Perfection.
Okay. Well, yeah,
Right.
that's because it's a fucking 2D side scroller piece
It's
of shit.
perfection. You don't judge it for what it is. I don't know.
Been there, done that.
And Sir X-Man, one more time. You can adjust the drift on the Elite controller app. Hearing that, my version 2, I'm getting drift in the left thumbstick right now. I am gonna try tightening it up. I did tighten it up like when I first got the controller to check out how it felt. I didn't really like how it felt, but I'll go back in and I'll try that again. Otherwise, I'll just get Microsoft on a chat and let them know I want a new one, basically. But shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. And I gotta say, shout out to the panel. You guys knocked it out the park tonight, man. There was a lot of topics. There was a deep discussion here. When it comes to opinions, one of the things I absolutely love about this panel is you never hold them back. You are opinionated gamers, and you definitely share that. And shout out to Dreadpool, man, coming in and saving the day because Crispy had to stay at work holding his meat extra long today for some reason.
So you're saying he's holding his meat, listening to me take his place?
Yes, pretty much. But But Dread, also, we'll talk a little more behind the scenes. Dark is gonna be out for a few weeks, man. I'm gonna be checking on your availability, man, and see what you can do to come back. It's always a blast having you on, and huge, absolutely huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out with us for so long, man. We had a lot to talk about, and we didn't even talk about it all. But we are less than a week away from the Xbox Game Showcase. I will be doing a live reaction. If Cali Rex is still in the chat, brother, I hope you're ready because I remember you requested a spot, and you have a spot. So you're going to be with me, man. when we check out the Xbox Game Showcase. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, we got to get those plugs in. And I'm going to start with Predator, of course. Yo, Pred, what you got for us, man? Social media, any announcements? What's good, bro? Really? You don't say, Pred?
I was muted, yeah. Catch
Okay.
me on OnlyFans. Yeah, see y'all next week, man.
Nice. Short, sweet, and to the point. Yeah. Dark, again, you're gonna be leaving us for a couple weeks, man. I'm kind of sad. But why don't you let people know where, they can go to talk games with you while you're out and about and doing your own thing out there, man, and anything else you want to say.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at disontinued. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And yeah, I'll be out for like 3 weeks. So I mean, if you guys want to get a hold of me, just go on Twitter. Or yeah, that's pretty much all you can,
Just
can
go
do
on
to
Twitter.
get a hold of me. Just go on Twitter.
Yeah, check out his fans only page as well.
Oh jeez.
Yo, people, you don't know it, but the reason why he's going to be out for 3 weeks is because he is donating his left nut to somebody in need. So he has to go through surgery, all that good stuff. Man, I am proud of you, Dark.
I'm actually cutting my mullet so that I can give it to cancer patients.
Dude, that might take longer than 3 weeks. You have a very majestic mullet, man.
Don't do it.
It is
rock
very
the world.
long. Yes.
Yeah, so shout out to my brother Dark.
You guys are terrible, man.
Always thinking about others, man. That's what I love about him. Yeah. K Mega, what do you got going on? Of course, you got to let people know about GRG. If people have been living under a rock and don't know about this podcast every Friday, I think you should let them know about that and let them know what's going on with your YouTube channel. You're a professional, man. You know what to do.
No doubt. Yeah. Check out the GRG podcast every Friday night, 8:30, 8:35, right after the Crossfire. Also, I'm streaming, so check me out on Twitch. Damn, next week will be the end of Mixer, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, check me out on Twitch. Twitch, it's in the name. It's just KMega405, and on my YouTube channel, KMega405. Yeah, man, come check me out. Come subscribe. Just come and check out what we're doing, man.
Nice. Nice, brother.
Still playing the shit out of this Ghost of Tsushima.
Damn, you've been playing it the whole time?
Whole time.
Wow, look at that, yo. You know what's funny about that, man? It's good to see. When you look at extremists on each side, like they don't touch the games of the other. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to see real gamers enjoying games that they want to play, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yo, my brother Dreadpool, again, knocked it out the park, man. Made me think outside of my box. That could get dangerous sometimes, by the way. But definitely love having you on. And let people know where they can go to talk games with you, bro. And if there's anything you would like to say.
Well, like always, I'm going to scroll the conversation. Earlier, Pred or Dark, I don't remember which one, had mentioned October being a release date. Do you realize that I got an email from Seagate saying autumn was the release date for their little SSD card that you're going to slide into your Xbox?
Really?
And autumn starts September 22nd till December 21st. So it could be as early as September. So autumn is a big window.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, saying that, do you realize November 15th, 2001, the original Xbox, November 22nd, 2005, Xbox 360, November 22nd, 2013, Xbox One. You see a trend here? November 7th, Xbox One X. What big games are coming out? Cyberpunk, Assassin's Creed, right around the same time. It's always been right before
Destiny
Thanksgiving.
2's expansion is now November 10th as well.
Exactly. So it would make sense that all this stuff, that the console could possibly come out even earlier, but more than likely the beginning of November. Okay. Now that I've said that and pissed off a lot of people, You can find me on Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter. After I pissed off a whole bunch of people, you can find me on Twitter.
Okay, so you can find me on Twitter, Dreadpool. The O's are actually zeros. And YouTube, Gamertag, Stadia, Mixer, which no longer is existing anymore, especially in the next half a week.
Yeah.
And Twitch. Just look up Dreadpool. You'll find my profile pic, and that's me.
Nice.
And as always, my DMs are open. Anybody wants to talk for any reason, I will listen. I may not know what to say, or I may have some off-the-wall answers that may surprise you.
That is
Thank
definitely.
you, guys.
I was
I'm
gonna say
sorry.
I'm in a DM with him, and that is definitely true. He will be quiet, and then all of a sudden just come in like a Mustang full charge, man. Just wham right into the DM.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how it is, man. I will scroll anything and have a good time with it. So, if anybody, like I said, the DMs are always open, and at the same time, I love hanging out with you guys. It's always been a pleasure to hang out and all that. And if I can work my schedule around, we'll talk about replacing Dark for a little bit until he can come back. But that'll be in the background, and trying to straighten all this stuff
we'll
out.
be working on that, man. I am flexible, and I want to talk. I want to talk to you guys when we go off air as well. So
Perfect. And thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are the community that supports everything that these guys do. You know what I mean? So for me, whoever showed up, thank you for showing up, and hopefully you will continue supporting the next podcast.
Nice, man. I could not have said that better myself. And yo, guys, on that note, if you haven't done it yet, definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. We will be doing a live reaction of the Xbox Games Showcase coming Thursday. Of course, next podcast, we're going to have thoughts and opinions on that show as well. So definitely stay tuned to this channel for that. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, it is at xbot448. Definitely do that because I say some really off-the-wall shit sometimes on Twitter. I think everybody on this panel can verify that. Every once in a while, I get into a silly mood, and shit happens, basically. So if you haven't done that, definitely do that. But it is Saturday night. The gamers got a game. We got to get those controllers in our hands. And I am going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you guys next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I do have to say that Sony do like showing man ass. A lot of that. I don't know. Why do they got to show man ass? In the hot tub water?